All right. All right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen. Ah, beautiful. Okay. Okay. We're just gonna leave it on this screen for a bit. I might fake y'all out. It might not be a Wukong stream. This might not actually be a Wukong stream, guys. This might actually be something boring. But we'll get there in a second. All right. Ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who's here yet, but if you in the chat, make some noise. Clap for yourself. Be proud you're alive. Muzukbe, when you grow up in very religious cultures, much like the one I grew up in, something they like to say on a frequent basis is you should be very happy that God let you wake up today. Because it's not everybody that they went to sleep last night that they went to go and wake up this morning. So you should be very thankful. Now you see me, I don't give that thanks to any European deity, to any theological apparatus created by the Catholics or the fucking even the Mycenaeans or whatever. I don't give a fuck about none of that Christian shit. You know who I give my thanks to? Give my thanks to Haruhi Suzumiya. The bitrate's lower than recommended. Hold on. Should I up my bitrate? I thought the bitrate was doing pretty alright. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Anyway. Like I said, if you're in the chat, clap for yourself. Make some noise. Sounding like there's a few people here. I'm gonna wait before I play Video Boy, as usual, cause I don't ever wanna like, jump the gun too early, and then it feels like only a few people heard the AKAs. So I usually try and wait for it to hop to double digits before I do that, just to make it feel like there's like a little family here. But as I was saying though, today might be a bit different. We're kind of gonna key a little bit more into the whole political thing tonight, or maybe not the political thing. We're gonna key into current events, cause really, it's not necessarily that I'm not political. I'm very political. We talk about politics every fucking stream, but tonight's gonna be more focused on current events. Insofar as what that means, they made Echo sound way too much like Prince Zuko in Arcane. That's such. that's such like a. Which Echo did you wanted? Spiky head, rich boy Echo? Is that the Echo you want? I feel like Riot like course corrected with Echo. I don't think he sounds too much like Zuko. I think he just sounds like a cool character, in my opinion. Like, I think they just course corrected with Echo. Like, he used to be like, bro. Do y'all remember what Echo looked like? Do y'all remember what Echo looked like? I hope y'all remember. Give me a second. Echo, League of Legends original design. I hope y'all remember what Echo looked like, cause y'all like to forget. Y'all like to think that the fucking sexy Fucking Killmonger Dread Echo is the one we always had. No, let me tell you, this is the Echo we had, dog. Hold on, before you lot piss me off tonight, give me a second. Before you lot piss me off tonight, this is the Echo we had. G, is that who you wanted? Is that who you wanted? I'm sorry, but anyway, his voice as well was rubbish back then. I think the new Echo is a vast improvement. I think he actually looks like a nigga now and not like whatever the fuck this is. God damn it. Ew. Like, okay, let's see them. Let's put these side by side, bruv. I like this one. I think this one is wavy. This one's the reason I don't play League of Legends. LOL. Anyway. Oh, you know what, Rooster Echo? I just don't like his voice. I mean, I like his new voice. I hate Rooster Echo as well. I just really don't like the way. I just don't like the way he looks. And anyway, where are we tonight? What are we on? Well, I kind of want to go to ABC now. When does this fucking debate start? Basically, let me give up the game, guys. We're watching the ABC presidential debate, right? We're watching the presidential debate. That we're doing it. It's happening. We're gonna watch Kamala Harris go head to head against President Cheeto, or whatever the liberals are calling him now. In general, I think this whole thing is hilarious. And like I've always said, are you watching the new Kinnikuman? Isn't that the one that's on Netflix? Give me 1 minute. Like I love my stream. Even when I openly say I'm about to do politics, you lot are like, fuck all that. What y'all think about this new anime? I love it. No, please please always be like this, guys. Please always be like this. I want you to know that I do appreciate. New anime. Yeah, this is the one that's coming on Netflix, isn't it? No, I haven't watched it yet. It came out in July. G. Netflix licensed it. Streaming worldwide starting July 18th. Yeah, I'll get around to it. And it's a production IG show. I'm sure it's good. It's a boutique. LOL. They made a boutique Kinnikuman. I'm looking at it now, yeah. Kinnikuman 2025. Is it like a, oh no, it's a specific arc. So they're giving Kinnikuman the Baki treatment, where they're bringing back anime that they have not continued for ages in new arcs. Which, again, I don't mind. Do that. It's a good idea. Okay. I was never a big Ultimate Muscle guy in the first place. I do find the series like adorable and hilarious. Oh shit, are they showing? All right, guys, let's just switch over. Let's stop the pretense and switch over. Let's do this. Let's switch over because I want to. Let's
Harris
bring
has had
this
to
in.
play defense too, like in another debate that cycle, accused of.
Actually, you know what? Before we do this, we're still early in the stream, and it's been a few people. It's been a few views. I think the concurrent view count will catch up in a bit. But before we get into all of that, I'm just gonna hit that thing y'all know I do all the time. Yo, what's good, my people? Wagwan. What's good? What's poppin'? How's everyone doing tonight? Yeah. K. All right. So. Ladies and gentlemen, pimps and players, I'm your host, Nino, aka Q-Ray, aka the human lashing machine, aka the hot tech intellectual, the Nigerian Dundar, the little heart attack, he also took a ganja, Omega architect, unkillable, uncancelled, Nigerian shinobi, hidden in the leaf smoke. How's he not been signed yet? That kid from too many places to count. Trust, Spasnable, Blink, Yuk on, Mr. Black and Platinum. Just 9. I hope everyone's living. I hope everyone's getting with the rhythm. So here's how we're gonna go about tonight. We've got a presidential debate. I'm 6.5 minutes behind, so I'm clapping for myself. Yeah, no, I love it. I love the bit rate being behind. No, but yeah, no. I hope everybody's doing all right tonight. We're gonna be doing live coverage of the presidential debate, and with me tonight, I'm gonna get a couple friends on call. I'm calling them now, so that they can join, and so that they can also see what we're talking about. But they'll get that. They'll get that I'm calling. All right. How you doing? We've got third world background noises, but we love it.
Wow, that was muffled. That was.
Can you hear me?
Oh wow, that's way better. Yes, I can hear.
Oh shit! What that was muffled. The first one was muffled. Anyway,
Seriously,
get
for a
anime
second,
man.
my eardrum.
Someone said get anime man. Can y'all? Why would I want anime man on this stream, dog? He doesn't like me. Hello. Well, if Joy wants to be on the stream, he can. He would just have to DM me for. Oh my god. Let's not get into any of that. So let's let this come down. Okay. What's the wait? Is that your ceiling fan squeaking in the background?
Tropical birds.
No, it's probably tropical.
Tropical birds. All right. How you doing, Nod? My name is Nine.
Doing all right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you.
But it's
okay.
So
Finally, this shit's.
Audio was
I was
so
spending like 10 minutes trying to get the fan to turn on this bike, and it just turned on.
ha! No, I feel that. So we're gonna now flip over to the NBC coverage.
Although I do think we still have about half an hour.
And a
Half an hour to the debate. All right, then if you've got
They
here's
fucking
the thing.
talk about it for the whole half hour.
if we've got half an hour to the debate, right? If we've got half an hour to the debate, let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm just gonna do. This is the reason why, guys. What we have on screen right now on the stream is, if y'all look at the stream, like, yeah, we have Black Myth Wukong on stream now. Because I will be honest with y'all. Ooh, it's a moving image. It's not just a static screenshot. I love pulling that fake out. I love doing that. I love leaving the image on one thing for like an hour and then moving it so the people who just joined think it like just get really freaked out. Anyway, let me turn the volume of Wukong back on real quick, and let me also see how this is going. Yeah, no, so for the first few moments of the stream, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna play Black Myth Wukong. I'm gonna run around. Yep. I'm gonna run around as that bastard monkey.
Oh yeah, that voice you keep doing. That actually incredibly good long impression.
Oh my gosh. Beneath the heavens and the earth, I alone am the monkey one.
So, I'm kind of curious what the stage setup for the debate is.
the stage
It's
setup.
been kind of the same over and over for the past few times.
Yeah, it's just
They haven't
been
gotten very creative with it.
yeah. The way it goes is you've just got two people stand across from each other, and it's just gonna be blue, mostly blue with red accents everywhere. That's the way they've done every debate. I don't know why that's the like aesthetic choice they always do, but like America is kind of I don't know, why can't they just have a debate look like it's in like a dojo for once, or like a boxing ring? That would be fun. Like
It had like a lava level.
yeah.
It's already basically blood sport. They might as well.
Exactly. Wouldn't it be sick if they got like a WWE ring to do it? Like, you get me? That would be.
They should have vignettes. People should be like, "Oh no, I don't watch all of the presidential debates.
I
just watch
walked
one
into that.
when
Oh,
I
I
get to the
hate
shrine."
Oh, I hate when this fucking big cat does that shit, dog. Alright, you know what you're gonna get now? You're gonna get embarrassed. Oh,
There should be 4 presidential debates, and they should each be themed after a season.
man, he fucked me up.
Exactly.
There should be like a thing in the middle, one like for each like the summer one, like in the middle. It should be like, well, folks, it is time for the.
Someone still be doing internet blood sport or real
No,
debate.
they should
we're
do
not.
like the Stations of the Cross.
We're right tonight. We're gonna be covering the presidential debate. The main issue, though, is that like the main issue with covering the presidential debate tonight is that it starts in half an hour. So I'm going to be playing Wukong and getting my ass beat by this big fucking tiger until then.
I'll keep track. Time is passing surprisingly quickly tonight.
Yep.
This week is gonna be a long.
Anyway, let's actually do this properly this time because I got caught in a corner before. Oh, y'all come get me.
So is the like in this fight, for example, while you're fighting him, are you restricted from leaving this area? Or
Yes, technically.
okay.
Like while I'm in this specific fight.
How flexible is the boundary?
That's the boundary right there. Where I just tried to dodge to.
Why is ABC showing footage of like Pakistanis running after a plane?
Why does that nigga always catch me with this shit, bro? Like, thing is, because you don't know when he teleports away, you don't know if he's just gonna come back and try and slash you or come back and just do that weird raw shit.
The ABC stuff might be from Kabul, maybe.
Well, the camera
His name might
movement
be.
is crazy.
They might be doing like an overview of the past few years.
Jesus. I don't know how to go through them.
Certainly doesn't set up very well. It's like, here's some fucked up shit that happened 2 years ago. Here's some fucked up shit that happened 1 year ago.
Pretty much. You know, it took me and my friend 3 liters of wine to get through the first presidential debate.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And we stopped watching it live about 2/3 of the way through and just left.
I mean,
went out.
it was genuinely elder abuse.
He looked so weak. And
I honestly expected him to like die on the stage.
I thought this would be a better picture, but
I didn't even think he was going to.
oh, you can't see the dragon anyway.
Like, I thought, what if he dies on stage? Like, what if it's too much for him if he dies on stage? But I feel like in my mind, he wasn't gonna die. He was gonna die, but he wasn't gonna die normally. Like, he wasn't gonna collapse. He was just gonna fade from the world, and there would just be he would just turn into a ghost physically.
Turning into a ghost physically is
I'd
wild.
imagine if you've seen that movie Pulse from 2001, he just turns into like a like shadow on the wall.
He just becomes an apparition in front of us all.
Oh, oh.
he just like straight just becomes an apparition. Oh my gosh! Actually, full disclosure, my hate for Echo voice was driven by thinking he was voiced by a white or Asian dude until I looked up the VA long after finished watching Arcane season 1. I thought they whitewashed his voice. Nah, they just got a black person to voice him that didn't sound like a stereotype. You know, that it's easy to do that. Sorry, I'm reading chat. And they're talking about Echo from Arcane, and somebody earlier was saying, huh?
I still haven't watched Arcane.
I would love to watch Arcane with y'all, but I don't think I can.
Why not?
Oh, because what's it called? I would love to put it on stream, is what I was saying.
Oh.
Because the last time I tried to watch anime on stream, that shit got sniped, bro. I tried to watch an episode of Gundam on stream. Apparently, you ain't allowed to do that shit.
They're getting very serious about copyright.
It used to be so easy to do that kind of thing. Like,
You could-
up
no,
until a
because-
few years ago, even.
No, because, okay, the old logic was, right? If it's free on YouTube, you can stream it. You get me? Like,
Yep.
you couldn't go to, like, fucking 9, like, you couldn't go to, like, 9 anime and stream an anime. You get me? But if it was free on the website, it was free game. But apparently, no, not anymore. Who's getting chased by the police?
Oh. Oh,
Damn.
It's genuinely someone getting chased. It's a video from ATL Scoop of someone getting chased by the police.
Oh
driving
my
on the
god!
sidewalk.
Why are you
Up
over in
the street.
Why are you in Puerto Rico watching videos of people in the city I live in getting chased by the police? That's ridiculous. That's
Why are
so.
you Why are you leaking my location? I could be on any tropical island.
That is true. You could be on any tropical
Could
island.
be in Cuba. Could be
You could. He's
Barbados,
he could be in
maybe.
Cuba or Barbados. Like, why are you in the Caribbean watching videos of the city I'm in? People getting like done up by the cops there.
It's the street I used to live on.
Which is also the street I used to live on, which is funny.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
oh.
Not as an actual superposition. If you're anywhere in the Southwest, you're everywhere in the Southwest.
Yep,
It really
it's all
is.
the same.
Oh my gosh.
My mother just texted me, "In your old hood."
You know, don't you love it when moms who don't live in America or don't spend that much time in America make like jokes about America? Cause like you don't know what I'm dealing with here. You don't know the suffering you sent me off to, mom. Please, like don't even.
She was so convinced. She was so convinced I didn't even occur to me for some time. When I was getting fired from multiple jobs, and it was just entirely my fault. And then I was like, wait a minute, I actually get discriminated against. I forgot about that.
Yeah, cause her instinct is gonna be it's gonna operate on normal rules of a normal country. No, I'm sorry, it's not how that works here.
It's literally Wicked World, Shadow Realm. Okay, where are we on the debate? Should be getting closer. 16 minutes. Oh god, they have Jake Tapper on.
Oh no,
Do they? Who is that? I know him, but it's not Jake Tapper.
it's one of those one of his body doubles.
Pretty much.
They grow him in back.
Oh, wait, who's moderating this?
I don't know.
I hope it's someone that does really funny faces and the camera cuts to them.
It's been random motherfuckers ever since the old like moderators got too old.
Yeah, they still have that Martha woman though. She's
Wait,
funny,
this
she's
is such
actually
good
almost
dialogue. Wait, I just realized what they did here. Sorry, because the guy's like, who are you? I heard the great sage is dead. But what's the difference between life and death? Because we live in such a troubled age. And that's kind of the theme of this game, where it's like, no, everyone who you thought was dead in Journey to the West isn't dead. And everyone who you thought was a good guy in Journey to the West probably wasn't that great. It's like, oh, gosh. Yeah, anyway, sorry. Is it 9 yet? Can we do this damn debate thing?
We're
They
close.
still have
15 minutes.
fucking heads. stalling for time.
Anyway.
I just remember all the. Oh my god! I wonder if there's a Biden clip compilation. Should we watch that before we watch the
Yeah,
Biden other debate clips?
get a good sense of the past few years. Might not be entirely made up of
Let's see.
coherent words, but it will be made up of words.
No Way Watch Mojo made a top 10 moments from the 2024 Biden Trump presidential debate.
No, my favorite is all the clips of him just like walking off.
Oh yeah. Okay, these are from Insider News, Politico. I feel like we need a compilation from someone who understands the humor inherent to the terror. The Biden freezes before Medicare jobs. Yeah, oh, this is the New York Post. They might be messy enough to make a good compilation.
Yeah.
God, Obama debated Romney.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
It's 2012. So
Do I warm myself up more,
over a
Curry?
decade.
Well, I mean,
Yep.
I think I would have to warm myself up more, Curry. There's no other food in the house, Jimmy. What do you think you're gonna do?
It's over.
Anyway, I did. Oh yeah, never mind. I made more rice, so that's good. So and that's still in the rice cooker. So I should probably go get that out of there in a bit.
Trump gives Bush a low five after debate joke. Such a different time.
Honestly. It really was like the first time he got on the stage. It really felt like seeing like a fox get into like a chicken house and just eat
Yeah, no,
everything.
like Trump being at that first debate run. Yeah, that first ever him against the rest of the Republicans one. That was such a time to be alive, bro. That was
him at
it,
peak form. He was
it
just
felt like
fucking
you were
killing
watching.
them.
It felt like you were watching. It, you know that phrase like watching the shell of the old world die and the new world struggle to be born. That's what that
Yep.
that is legitimately what watching Trump in those debates felt like. It felt like watching like the future of the Republican Party fight against its past and win. Like it was wild. But yeah, no, that's the world he ushered in. Like no, like me and Al Casino was saying it earlier. Like we got the world we got now, not because Trump is uniquely bad, but because he gave up the game. You
Yep.
know, like he's not necessarily like a uniquely horrible. He is in some regards. Like it's uniquely obscene to have a person like Trump be president, but I think that in and of itself is the game being given away. Right? Empire can't feign propriety when you've got an improper face. And I think the obscenity and the vulgarity of the realities of what America is and does to the rest of the world, right? That it just got laid bare by who this country elected and who this country is going to elect again. If
With the
common
polls, it's pretty likely.
yeah.
I just want to bring us back to that first presidential debate. That was shortly, I think, after.
Because here's the thing:
that
all the
first
people and all the forces telling us that Kamala's a Sherlock now and that we're idiots for thinking of anyone else.
Hillary too.
8 years was it 8? Yeah, 8 years ago.
It was 8 years ago.
Jesus Christ.
8 years ago, they were singing the same tune. You get me?
The first debate happened shortly after that first comment when people. This is back when a Trump comment could actually generate outrage. And that was, I think, when he said, these people coming across our border, they're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I believe, are good people.
It wasn't even I believe, it was some I assume.
Oh yeah, some I assume are good people.
No, but wait, can I just say no one's had a better first album than that. That was how Trump like revealed himself politically to the world. And again, I will say no one's had a better first album than that. We're still singing that hit.
absolutely.
Kill them with the demo tape.
Like, bro, he killed him. Thank you. He killed him with the demo tape, dog. Like, wow. No one's had a better like breakout to the political scene than what Trump did there. And I'm not saying that what he said was great. Please don't think I'm trying to make that point. I'm just saying that, like, yo, no one's had that level of sauce right out the gate. No one's had that level of sauce right out the gate. Even Obama had to like build his like, even Obama had to like build he had to build his profile, and he had to destroy all of his old relationships to get to where he was. I still remember Jeremiah Wright, Mr. Barack. I still remember. Yeah. Oh man, I'm like, if the Democrats lose it, it's entirely on them. Anyway, someone asked me, are you playing as the Monkey King? All I've read of Journey to the West was the beginning part where the Monkey King was fucking everything up. Okay, so I actually do love explaining Black Myth Wukong to people, because it is technically not the Monkey King you're playing as. No, I am not.
They're panning over the podiums.
Are they? Oh, unfortunate.
Still
That means
9 minutes.
still 9 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
I was about to say, because that means I can still explain it. So, this monkey I'm playing, well, I call him the Demon Yaksha because that's the armor I like to wear. But like, let's put him in what he's supposed to be wearing. All right, you see him? You see this? And let's give him the goddamn fucking yes. Anyway, this is not Wukong. This is the destined one. He's the destined one. He has Wukong's armor. He has Wukong's crown. He even has Wukong's staff. But he's not Wukong. You want to know why? He don't got this. He don't got Wukong's mind. He's got his ears. He's got his body. He's got his eyes. He's got his tongue and he's got his nose, but he don't have his mind. I haven't unlocked that part yet. But regardless. So no, you're technically not playing as Wukong. Who you are playing as is the destined monkey. The monkey destined to inherit Wukong's legacy, more or less. But in my headcanon, he says fuck that and becomes a demon king. That's why I'm never taking off the Yaksha set. Number one, because look at these stats. Like literally you get look at what happens. I get negative 25 damage bonus, and I lose like 30 damage from my fucking head. So nah, I'd rather do that. Anyway, sorry, let's keep playing Wukong. And keep stalling until the damn fucking election starts.
Oh my god. They have Chris Christie?
I forgot. Honestly, it felt like he was like murdered. So I forgot he was still alive.
I just assumed he was disappeared in New Jersey sometime in the last 3 years.
You remember the fucking beach scandal where he closed all the beaches and he was fucking just vacationing there?
No.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was during COVID.
Excellent
It was insane. It was such like a regime thing to do. It was so fucking funny.
That was such a Latino move.
Wait, what happened?
That'd be like something Batista would do.
Wait, who did what again?
Chris Christie closed the New Jersey beaches during COVID, and then he was caught just chilling on them.
Oh, that's some gangsterismo shit. That's really some straight gangsterismo shit. What are you talking about? Yeah, no, you cannot do this, but wait, what would he call himself? His Excellency Chris Christie.
Yeah, what is the term for the autocratic ruler of New Jersey?
Excellency.
Call him Jefe Maximato.
Jefe Maximaf. Wait, no, because okay, me and my cousin back in the day, we used to like look at who had this one title of Supremo Supreme. Supremo Supreme title. Jefe, not Jefe Supremo. Like, there's basically there was this country where the title, like the head title of the person was like Supremo Supreme, and it was wild because like it was a legitimate like political title that the person had. Like he legitimately was introduced as that at any political conference that he would be introduced at, and it was nuts. But anyway, let's go to ABC because it's 5 minutes now. 5 minutes away from the tape.
nobility who was
5 minutes away from
If
here.
it's Supreme,
We're looking at Donna
Look,
Brazil
she
with her
is
ugly
steady
face.
on her feet,
Tell us
still
about
in
it.
her
dress
resolve,
that was
and
used in
tonight
some of
she
the
should
Latin
talk to the
American
American
Republican
people,
period until the
sit in their
19th.
living rooms. Go to their kitchen
table and say, look,
Straight up from
I have
himself,
some
I
ideas that I
love
want
calling
to
people
share
heifer.
with you. There's so much that we have done together over the last 4 years. But
I used
here's
to
what
call
I
my
think we can do
little old
together over
Mexican
the
boss
next
Jefa,
4 years.
and she was
Be
like, "You don't have to
positive in
tell me
her
that."
approach and
All
remind
right.
the American people that we don't want to go back to the chaos and the
And then
confusion,
it's-
the
and then it's
disaster
like
that
a patrona, which
Let's go
is
back
of
to
course, the
this.
American people go out in droves in 2020 to fire the former president.
So y'all know what
Say,
we're
I
looking
wanna
at
be a
because the
president
stream's
that
already
helps
looking
all
at this, guys.
Americans.
Hop
I
in,
wanna
look
keep
at
us
this.
strong and secure,
This is where
and
we're
here's
at.
the plan that I want to
I
share
don't know
with you
who this
tonight.
woman is.
Donna, you don't know who Donna Brazil is? The lady who like rigged the fucking election against Bernie twice?
Any mistakes they made too, and Donald Trump is going to go
No,
after
I think there are many people who did that
You know, Walter,
twice.
Yeah.
they made mistakes.
No, she was one of the
Donald
higher
Trump
ups.
Pence made mistakes, but you know what? If we focus on our mistakes, we won't focus on.
Said she was like up there with she was up there with like Deborah Wasserman Schultz.
About people who are now able to work.
Like if you know Wasserman Schultz, it was her and Donna Brazil.
$1,000, $35. There's so much good that she can talk about from the visits that she's made to small towns across this country, large cities across the country. Bring us together. The American people want to be led into the future, not
Let's
just
see
back
this.
to another era.
And Reince, I want your thoughts on, you've also prepped Donald Trump for
Let's
debates
see.
back in 2016.
Yeah,
believe. What
I'm
Donald
fixing
Trump
it.
do you
I'm
think
fixing
we'll
it
see
from
tonight?
y'all not being able to see
Can he
it.
be disciplined about
Donald
talking
Brazil.
about policies and what kind of president he will be?
Good Lord, she's
Well, he certainly
64.
can be. I mean, the
looking
reality is
great.
Donald Trump doesn't have a lot to lose tonight. I mean, his support has always been
Donald
almost
Trump doesn't have much to
unmovable.
lose.
So the second piece is the
Has he
honeymoon, I
ever,
think, is
though?
over for Kamala Harris. And you all kind of touched on it with Donna. Kamala Harris has to answer for the state of the economy that she took a role in the Biden administration, the border. You know,
My
past
vibe going in
positions
is
on
that she's fucked.
decriminalizing the border, decriminalizing certain drugs.
I mean, she's thrown in her
really,
hat with
the
Biden, with
spotlight is
Biden's
on
legacy, which is a
Kamala
fucking
Harris tonight
terrible
because
idea.
she played a role
Which,
in the
like,
Biden
oh,
administration. She
God,
wants to
because,
act
like,
she's not an
have your
incumbent.
parents been on your ass
This
about
is
like
where
you know
the
supporting the
focus is going
Democrats?
to
Because like
be.
my dad has
She's
been on
got
me
a
like,
lot to
oh,
answer for tonight,
you
and
have
I
to pay
think that's where
attention. She's
Donald Trump's
did this is
focus
the
will be
DNC is not
actually
for showcasing. This my dad tried to hit me with the this is how I know that man is a politician. He hit me with the DNC is not for showcasing policy. It's for placating it's for like, you know, reaching out to parts of the base that you haven't electrified yet. And I'm like, Dad, moving to the center is not how you do that.
That's not really going to attract
Yeah.
female.
You don't
No
electrify
one's
the.
asking for more Biden.
You know that like no one wants the most lethal fighting force in the world. Like what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are we doing here? She sounds like a Republican. What are we like? Come on.
Against her
She
on
might
the
as well
economy,
throw in how she was
inflation,
going
and all these
put
other
them on.
problems
Like,
that
she
we're
was
having.
basically saying it
Sit
anyway.
back and
Yo.
let her talk. Let her
Yo.
explain herself.
And all anyone's been talking about the past 4 years is
How
everything is
does
fucking
she feel
expensive.
about how
And the
Biden's
only
done on
thing
the economy?
that
How
either
does
of them
she
has
feel
said about that
the
is getting
border?
the
Then
tax
turn
on
it
tips,
over and let
which
her
they're not
talk.
going to do because they said that last.
And like that, does that not feel like an insult? Like that's the only thing you can do about like that's the only thing you can do about wages, a fucking tip tax. Are you crazy? Like you people are in charge of the government right now, and that's what you're telling us the only thing that can be done is. That's how I know that they're not serious, bro. That's how I know they don't really care about winning this election.
Does Donald Trump actually go there? He's questioned her racial identity. He's
They
questioned
really
her
don't. They
intelligence as
really
well,
are
or does
not
he stick to
acting
the
like they.
issues?
They
care or
don't.
intend to win.
They really
No.
okay. Can we be honest? They don't actually care. They're not acting like they care about this.
And where does she decide to land her punches? She can punch hard. Can she
They
do
like
that?
there was a
Will
brief
rise to the
time
level
where they're
of
trying to
going away?
actually
First and
like
foremost, are we gonna
behave
see a
like
handshake
politicians,
between
but
the
they're
two of
so
them for
used
the
to
first
just
time?
being
They
like
didn't back in
the
2016 when I
bureaucracy
did that debate. We'll
that they
stand
don't
by
even they
to see
don't
that
know how to
tonight,
do
but
it
the first
anymore.
time,
Like
side
they
to
haven't
side
known how to do it since like
together.
2012.
And I have my doubts that we're going to see that handshake. But what we are
Typing
going
on a
to see
tweet
is a
that says we
spirited
should
debate
not-
and perhaps the
Oligarchy
most
and then
consequential
I love. It's so funny that you can see that.
The stakes so high.
We should-
The whole stream can
We have
see
the
that.
entire
I know, I
news
just thought that would be
keeping an eye
funny.
on everything We're going to
Like-
be fact-checking on our live blog. It's all going to be
Like,
happening
oh my
right
gosh.
here. The debate now
Oh,
just
yeah.
10 seconds away,
This
and we
debate.
will be back.
What are they even
with our
gonna debate? I
post-game
think they
show
largely
as soon as
agree.
it's over. We are going to toss it
Yeah.
right now to David
I mean, it's
Dorn.
probably just gonna be either they're gonna like try to outdo each other on immigration, or they're gonna debate about the past 4 years of Biden, which is like the worst fucking way for her to approach it is to be on the back foot and be defending Biden, which is probably gonna do it because they're fucking stupid.
I don't know how to explain it, but these two look like if a bald eagle and a raven came to life.
Donald Trump now up against a new opponent.
Candidates separated by the smallest of margins, essentially tied in the polls nationally and in the key battlegrounds, including right here.
You know, the
in
more I look at
Pennsylvania,
them, the more I see
still
it.
very much in play. The ABC News presidential debate starts right now.
This is an ABC News
All right, here we go.
the most consequential moment of
We're
this
finally
Oh, I
getting
kind of want Trixie to come on stream as well.
Donald Trump.
I mean, as
No, she's probably doing her own stream.
Historic. The ABC News presidential debate.
historic is right. This might be the last one.
And Lindsay Davis.
Oh god, look at that fucking. There we go.
Thank you for joining us for
There's
tonight's
this
ABC
boring
News
ass stage they
presidential
do every
debate.
year.
We want to welcome
There's
viewers
the
watching
Constitution
on
in a blue
ABC
background.
and around the world tonight. Vice President Kamala Harris and President Donald Trump are just moments away from taking the stage in this unprecedented race for president.
Unprecedented, I feel. Unprecedented in the sense that the former candidate had to drop out because he's a decaying corpse. And now there's only one decaying corpse in the election.
Of course, that decision followed his debate against President Donald Trump in June. Since then, this race has taken on
As opposed to two decaying
entirely
corpses in the
That brings us to
election,
the
there is
rules
now
of
only
tonight's
one.
debate, 90 minutes with 2 commercial
It's
breaks,
okay,
no
Biden
time
will be
for
perdido
speeches
hasta
and share with the
siempre.
campaigns.
So it says, sup, y'all ready for brain rot? Oh, yes, we are, baby. We here. We loud and proud, motherfucker. We loud and proud with it, my nigga. Yes, we are ready for the brain
Microphones will
rot.
only be turned on when it's their turn to
I
speak.
get
No
a
pre-written
bottle of
notes
liquor
allowed.
within arm's
There is
reach.
no audience here tonight in this
Yes,
hall at the
you'll
National
need it.
Constitution Center. This is an intimate setting for 2 candidates who
This
have
is an
never met.
intimate.
President Trump.
And then, wait, is there not like, is there no crowd? They said no crowd.
No audience.
No
No
way.
order. Wait!
No way,
Wait, we're
bro.
getting a
No
COVID style debate, guys. We're getting a COVID style debate. Oh no! Yo, we're getting an empty arena debate, guys. Yo,
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. I'm sorry. Wait, yeah, they've never met before this part. They've never met before. Can you imagine?
And thoughtful debate.
Why did she walk all the way to him? Oh, zero frame. Zero frame, Kamala. Wait, no, I need to go back to that. I need to go back a little bit. I need to go back. Why did she walk all the way to him? She
She's
was
showing
supposed
she's
to...
asserting dominance.
Why? No, that's not dominance. That's not
Comes to the
dominance.
economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
Maybe she wanted to get.
Wait, hold
over
on.
it,
Do
to
you
be
believe...
honest.
Okay, do you believe they're better off than 4 years ago question?
And I am
Oh,
actually
no,
the
that's the
only
worst way to
person
start
on
for
the
them.
stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people.
No,
of
everyone
America.
quiet. Everyone listen.
I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams of the American people. And that is why I imagine and have actually a plan to build what I call an opportunity economy. Because here's the thing.
Oh my God.
We know that we have a shortage of homes and housing. And the cost of housing is too expensive for far too many people.
You're the vice
We
president.
know that young families need support to
Really
raise
bad
their
setup.
children, and I intend on
And what are you gonna
extending
do for
a
that?
tax cut for those families of
Oh my
$6,000,
God,
which
What
is
could,
the
why
largest
couldn't that tax cut
child
No.
tax
3
credit
years
that we have
ago?
given
2
in a
years
long
ago? What are we
time,
like? Is
so
that tax?
those
Oh
young
God.
families can afford to buy
Just
a
the tax
crib,
cut, that's it.
buy a
That's
car seat,
amazing.
buy
Just the
clothes for
tax
their
cut,
children.
guys. That's all you're getting.
My
All you
passion,
broke
one of them is
niggas.
small businesses. I
All
was
you broke
actually-
niggas
my
finna
mother
get
raised
from
my
me is
sister
a
and me,
tax cut, bitch.
But there was a woman who helped raise us. We call her our second mother. She was a small business owner. I love our small businesses. My plan is to give a $50,000 tax deduction to start up small businesses, knowing they are part of the backbone of
It's just
America's
fucking
economy.
taxes. It's crazy.
My opponent, on the
Bro,
other
it's
hand,
just the
his
same
plan
shit.
is
A
to do what
small
he has done
business.
before,
It's the small business
which is
shit.
to provide a
It's- oh,
tax
God.
cut for billionaires
There's gonna be more
and big
fucking Etsy
corporations,
resellers.
which will result in $5 trillion to America's deficit. My opponent has a plan that I call the Trump sales tax, which would be a 20% tax on everyday goods
You
that
can
you
tell who
rely
they're trying to
on
appeal to,
get
that
through the
they're
month.
just talking about taxes right
Economists
now.
have said that Trump sales tax would actually result for middle-class families in about $4,000 more a year because of his policies and his ideas about what should be the backs of middle-class people paying for tax cuts for billionaires.
Price of eggs.
President Trump, I'll give you 2 minutes.
First of all, I have no sales tax. That's an incorrect statement. She knows that. We're doing tariffs on other countries. Other countries are going to finally, after 75 years, pay us back for all that we've done for the world. And the tariff will be substantial in some cases. I took in billions and billions of dollars, as you know, from China. In fact, they never took the tariff off because there was so much money they can't. It would totally destroy everything that they've set out to do. They're taking in billions of dollars from China and other places. They've left the tariffs on. When I had it, I had tariffs, and yet I had
talking
no
about a way to
inflation.
raise revenue, I guess.
Look, we've had
Other than
a
tax cuts.
terrible economy because inflation has, which is really known as a country buster. It breaks up countries. We have inflation like very few people have ever seen before, probably the worst in our nation's history. We were at 21%, but that's being generous because many things are 50, 60, 70, and 80%
They just set it up. It's too
than they were
easy.
just a few years ago. This has been a disaster for people, for the middle class, but for every class. On top of that,
Wait,
we have
I just noticed
millions
Trump's
of
got like
people
a
pouring
new
into our
haircut.
country from prisons and
He
jails,
looks
from mental
way older.
institutions and insane
Yeah.
asylums.
It looks like he's
and
like
they're
been like
coming in
He
and
looks
they're
like
taking
Walter
something.
Cronkite. Like,
jobs
wow.
that are
Like,
occupied right now by African Americans and Hispanics, and also unions. Unions are going to be affected very soon. And you see what's happening. You see what's happening with towns throughout the United States.
He's probably
You look
told
at
to do that by
Springfield,
him.
Ohio. You look at Aurora in Colorado.
yeah, no, he
They
looks
are
like
taking
Walter
over the
Cronkite.
towns.
What are
They're
you
taking over
saying?
buildings. They're going
You-
in
just give him a
violently.
mustache.
These are the people that she and Biden led into our country.
He looks
and
like
they're
he's
destroying
like
our
about to
country. They're
like just
dangerous.
pass out. He
They're
does
at the
not look
highest
like he wants
level
to
of
be there at all.
criminality, and we have to get them out. We have to get them out fast. I created one of the greatest economies in the history of our country. I'll do it again, and even better.
We are going to get to immigration and border security during this debate, but
Oh,
I
God.
would like to
Oh,
let
God.
Vice President Harris respond on the
If we're
economy.
going numbers for numbers,
Well, I would love to. Let's
If we're
talk
going-
about
if we're going
what
numbers for
Donald
numbers,
Trump
right?
left us. Donald Trump
was
left
better.
us
It
the
was genuinely
worst
better.
unemployment since
yeah,
the
but
Great
it wasn't because of
Depression.
him. It was because of crypto.
Donald Trump
It was because of the
left us
crypto
the
fucking
worst
bubble.
public health
Yo, but
epidemic
of course you
in a
can't talk
century.
about like
Donald
that kind of
Trump
thing when you're
left
advertising
us
yourself.
the
No
worst
way.
attack on our democracy
Oh, come on. She literally
since
said she
the
wouldn't do
Civil
anything for it.
War. And what
Like,
we
directly.
have done is clean up Donald Trump's mess. What we have done and what I
he's done a
intend to
shit
do
job
is
of it,
build
too.
on what we
Yep,
know
like,
are
what
the
have you done
aspirations and the
otherwise?
hopes of the American people. But I'm going to tell you all on this debate
Ma'am?
tonight, you're going to hear from the same old
'Cause
tired
I don't want to
playbook,
pause anything.
a
but,
bunch
like,
of lies.
man, what happened to that war?
Calling.
Anyway,
What you're going to hear
Yep.
tonight is a detailed and dangerous plan called Project 2025
Oh, for
that the
God's
former
sake.
Oh
president
my
intends on
God, they've been
implementing if
pushing
he
this
were
so hard
elected
for the
again.
past year.
oh
I
brother,
believe very
this
strongly
guy
that the American
stinks.
people want a president who understands the
New
importance
material,
of
please.
bringing us together, knowing we have so
We
much
need
more in
something
common than
new.
what separates us.
No,
and
this
I
shit feels
pledge
like
to you
opening
to be a
Facebook and
president for
scrolling.
all Americans.
Oh my
President Trump will
God,
give you a
it
minute
feels
to
like Cambridge
Number one, I have nothing to
Analytica.
do, as you know, and as she knows better than anyone, I have nothing to do with Project 2025.
I have nothing
That's
to do
out
with
there.
it.
I
That's
haven't
out
read
there.
it.
I
I
have
don't want to
nothing to
read
do
it
with that.
purposely. I'm not going to read it. This was a group of
I have
people that
nothing
got
to do with
together.
it.
They came up with
It has
some
nothing to
ideas.
do
I
with
guess
me,
some
folks.
good, some bad. But it makes no difference. I have nothing to do.
Like,
Everybody
wait,
knows I'm an open book. Everybody
He's
knows
just
what I'm going to do.
denying Project 2025,
Create a great economy like I did before. We had the greatest economy. We got hit with a pandemic.
Because
And the
low-key, what
pandemic
can the
was not
Democrats
since
do to that?
1917 when 100
What
million
can the
people died.
Democrats
Has there been
do?
anything like it? We did a phenomenal job with the
But he's been doing
pandemic.
this since the beginning.
We
Like, I genuinely
handed them
think he kinda
over
hates those
a
people. He's gonna let them do
country
whatever they
where the
want, but-
economy and where the stock
He's
market
gonna
was
deny
higher than
them,
it
and
was
what can
before
anyone
the
say to
pandemic
that?
came in. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. We made ventilators for the entire world. We got gowns, we got masks,
Oh,
we
he's
did
bringing
things
it
that
to-
nobody thought possible. And
The
people give me
crazy
credit
thing
for
is he really
rebuilding
did
the
do more for
military. They give
COVID
me
than
credit
like
for a
Biden
lot
did
of
in the
things,
first few months.
but not enough credit for the great job we did with the pandemic. But the only jobs they got were bounce
Like by the
back
time
jobs. These
Biden
were
got in, they were
jobs
just like, oh, it's
bounce
over.
back, and it bounced back, and it went to their benefit. But I was the one that created them.
Yeah.
They know it, and so does everybody else.
Vice President Harris, I'll let you respond.
It's crazy that got
So,
better hold.
Donald
No
Trump
one
has no
fucking
plan
remembers
for you.
anything. They had fucking
And
bodies
when
in
you
the
look
street
at
in El
his
Paso.
economic plan, it's all about tax breaks for the richest people. I am
We just talked
offering
about
what
tax
I
breaks.
describe as an opportunity economy, and the best economists in our
Yeah, more
country, if
fucking
not the
like.
world, have
I'm,
reviewed
yeah,
our
it'll
relative
be,
plans for the future
it'll
of
be more fucking
America.
bullshit on Indeed
What
that
Goldman
doesn't
Sachs has
respond to
said
applications.
is that Donald Trump's
Awesome.
plan would make the economy
And more
worse.
Uber jobs.
Mine would strengthen the economy.
By
What
the way,
the
everyone,
Wharton School has said is
happens
Donald
to be
Trump's
watching,
plan would actually
the Bureau of
explode the
Federal Labor
deficit.
Statistics
16 Nobel
revised the
laureats
employment
have
numbers
described
down by nearly
his
a million.
economic
So
plan as
all of our
something
growth
that
this
would
year
increase
has not
inflation
been
and by the middle
real.
of next year would
Yep.
invite a recession. You just have to look
To
at
be
where
honest,
we
part of that
are
was
and
probably
where we
because there's a bunch
stand
of
on the
like
issues. And
fucking
I'd invite you
precarious
to know
gig
that
employment.
Donald Trump actually has no plan for you because
Like
he
it's
is
literally
more
just a bunch of
interested
people
in
working for
defending
fucking like
himself
DoorDash
than he
and
is in looking out for
Uber and all
you.
this bullshit.
It's just a soundbite. They gave her that to say. Look, I went to the Wharton School of Finance, and many of those professors, the top professors, think my plan is a brilliant plan. It's a great plan. It's a plan that's going to bring up our worth, our value as a country. It's going to make
It's so
people want to
fucking
be
funny
able
when he
to
talks
go
like
and
a
work
business
and
bitch.
I
create
love
jobs
how
and
he
create a lot of
talks sometimes,
good,
bro.
solid
His manner
money
of speech is
for our
so
country.
it's so
And just to finish
juvenile,
off,
but like
she doesn't have a plan.
it's biting,
She
it's
copied
cutting.
Biden's plan, and
It
it's
feels like an
four
advertisement you
sentences,
hear in the background on
run,
like Blade
spot,
Runner or
run.
something.
Exactly.
4 sentences.
It
that
feels
are
like
just,
one of those videos at the
we'll
beginning
try
of
and
Metal
lower
Gear Solid
taxes.
4.
She doesn't have a plan. Take a look at her plan.
He
She
literally
doesn't
looks
have a
like the
plan.
guy from this
Mr. President, I do want to drill down on something you both brought up. The Vice President brought up your tariffs. You responded, and let's drill down on this because your plan is what she calls is essentially a national sales tax. Your proposal calls for tariffs, as you pointed out here, on foreign imports across the board. You recently said that you might double your plan, imposing tariffs up to 20% on goods
they've been
coming
doing
into
that
this
since
country.
the
As you
last
know, many
election.
economists say that with tariffs at that level, costs are then passed on to the consumer. Vice President Harris has argued it'll mean higher prices on gas, food, clothing, medication, arguing it costs the typical family nearly $4,000 a year. Do you
I mean, all
believe
the things that have
Americans
also
can
been
afford higher
expensive under
prices
this
because of
administration
tariffs?
They're not
too.
going to have higher prices. What's
Because
going
they
to
both don't
happen,
give a
who's
fuck.
going to have higher prices is China and all of the countries that have been ripping us off for years. I was the only president
this
ever.
works on Americans.
China
They
was
care
paying
more
us
about other people
hundreds
suffering
of
than them
billions
not.
of dollars, and so were
They
other
really do.
countries.
That's
And,
all they give a
if she
fuck
doesn't
about.
like them, they should have gone out and they should have immediately cut the tariffs. But those tariffs are there 3.5 years now under
Oh,
their
all he had to
administration.
do is point that out.
We are going to take in billions of dollars,
Like, what did they do
hundreds
that
of
was new?
billions of dollars.
Just
I
carry
had
over the
no
same
inflation,
policies.
virtually no inflation. They had the highest inflation perhaps in the history of our country because I've
This-
never
oh my
seen a
God,
worse
it's too
period
easy.
of time. People
It's
can't
too
go out and buy
easy.
cereal or bacon or eggs or anything else. The people of our country are absolutely dying with what they've done. They've destroyed the economy. And all you have to do is look at a poll. The polls say 80 and 85 and even 90% that the Trump economy was great, that their economy was terrible.
Really, all he
Vice
has to
President
do
Harris,
is
I
talk
do
about
want
it.
to ask for your response, and you heard what the president said there, because the Biden administration did keep a number of the Trump tariffs in place. So how do you respond?
Well, let's be clear that the Trump administration resulted in a trade deficit, one of the highest we've ever seen in the history of America. He invited trade wars. You want to talk about his deal with China? What he ended up doing is under Donald Trump's presidency, he ended up selling American chips to China to help them improve and modernize their military. Basically sold us
President
out
Xi,
when a
please free my
policy
people.
about China should be in making
Wait,
sure the
wait,
United
wait,
States of
wait,
America
wait,
wins the
wait, wait,
competition for the 21st
I'm sorry, hold on.
century.
Base Trump?
Honestly,
Base
that
Trump?
is the-
Focusing on
Base
relationships
Trump?
with our allies, focusing on investing in
Wait, base Maoist Trump?
so that we win the race on AI, on quantum computing, focusing on what we need to do to support America's
Are we really
workforce
talking about
so
AI
that
as a
we
good
don't
thing?
end up having on the
Imagine
short
if
end of the
captains were
stick
standard Maoist
in terms of
leaders.
workers' rights. But what Donald Trump did,
Okay, we're
let's talk
talking
about
about,
this,
like-
with COVID, is he actually
He
thanked
brings up AI and it's
President
like, yeah,
Xi
well, that's why there's no
for what
fucking
he
CS
did
jobs
during COVID.
anymore.
Look at his tweet. Thank you, President Xi.
So my question, sorry, I don't want her to continue for the time being, because my question is, if they just keep, is this what it is? They're just gonna keep attacking China?
COVID.
Like,
Yes.
is that it?
Yes.
Like, you're not
Yes,
allowed to
it's
say
like
any,
talking.
you're literally not allowed to say anything nice about China. Not allowed to do anything nice for China. China's like, are y'all ready to call them your enemy openly? Because if you do, they're gonna see it that way. And if they see it that way, y'all are not gonna enjoy what happens next.
She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. She's gone to my philosophy, but
All they have to
if she
do
ever
is
got
talk about
elected,
that.
she'd change it.
Talk about cost of living.
Like, China does not
Talk
want
about
to be
small
America's
She's a
enemy.
Marxist. Everybody knows
It
she's
has
a
no,
Marxist.
it has no
Her father's
material
a Marxist
interest in making an
professor
enemy
of
of
economics, and
Go
he
back.
taught her well.
What do you say?
He's good.
And
Yeah.
it will be the end of our country. She's a Marxist. Everybody knows
Oh
she's
my
a
God.
Marxist.
He needs to bring up
Professor
her
in economics.
He's
And
gonna be
he
like,
taught her well.
her dad studied
When you look
Gramsci.
at what she's
Her
done
dad wrote a
to our
book about
country,
Gramsci.
and when you look at these millions and
Her
millions
father
of
just owned
people
her.
that are pouring into our country monthly, where it's, I believe, 21 million people, not the 15 that people
Her
say.
dad is
And I
reading
think it's a
about
lot higher than the
unequal
21.
combined
That's
development,
bigger than New York
dependency
State
theory.
pouring in. And just look at what they're doing to our country. They're criminals, many of them, with policy that's insane. Almost policy that you'd say they have to hate our country.
President Trump, thank you. Lindsay?
And I trust the true reader of dependency
Because
theory.
like this is an actual America hater stream. Like this is the stream for the America haters.
To be the most
and
pro-life
like,
president in American history. Then last
what does
month,
Sun Tzu say about your enemies, kids? When your enemy makes a mistake, you do nothing.
Surprised many with regard to your 6-week abortion ban because you initially had said that it was too
And enemies
short.
of
And you said,
America,
quote, I'm going to be voting
they get to throw their
more
hands
than
up and
6
kick back
weeks.
right
But
now.
then the very next day, you reversed course and said you would vote to support the 6-week ban. Vice President Harris says that women shouldn't trust you on the issue of abortion because you've changed your position so many times. Therefore, why should they trust you?
So the reason I'm doing that vote is because the plan is, as you know, the vote is, they have abortion in the 9th month.
Oh,
they
Jesus
even have,
Christ.
and you can look at the governor
Careful,
of
guys,
West
they
Virginia,
do
the
full screen.
previous governor of West
Yeah.
Virginia.
You
Not
can
the
tell he
current
doesn't
governor,
give a
who's doing
shit.
an excellent job.
You just
But
know
the
he's
He's a
governor
New
before,
Yorker through and through. He
he's
does
not
not
No,
give a
gonna
fuck
talk
about
to
abortion.
people.
he's had his
What
partners
it
get
is.
abortion. He doesn't give a shit.
Trump does not care about
Execute
abortion.
the baby.
He really
And
does
that's
not
what's
care about
fucking
abortion.
done. Yeah, he's literally gotten his partners to do that.
predominates
He doesn't
because
give a
they're
shit.
radical. The Democrats are radical in that. And her
Well, execute
vice
the
presidential
baby.
pick, which I think was a horrible pick, by the way, for our country.
Just
because he
lie.
is
Just
really
say
out of
lie.
it.
Just like go
But her
there
vice
and just chat.
presidential pick says
That's how I need.
abortion
That's what I
in
need
the
to do.
ninth
Just
month
they're just gonna go
is
there and
absolutely
chat.
fine.
He's
He
gonna go
also
there and
says
yap.
execution after birth. It's an
The
execution.
people this
no
kind of
longer
thing
abortion
appeals to,
because
they
the
do not
baby
give
is
a
born
fuck at
is
all.
okay.
Oh, truthful,
And
they just
that's
want to
not
hear
okay
like,
with me. Hence the vote. But what I did
Maybe
is something
execution.
for 52 years
using
they've
the
been
word
trying to get
execution
Roe
in
v.
its
Because he
Wade
has to.
into the states.
He has to.
And through
He has
his,
to. It's part of the
genius
gimmick.
and,
He has
and
to.
heart and
they
strength
sent them to the electric
of
chair.
6 Supreme Court
Come on, let's
justices,
interrupt.
we were
That would be
able to
fun.
do that. Now, I believe in the exceptions for rape, incest, and life of the mother. I believe strongly in it. Ronald Reagan did also. 85% of Republicans do.
Oh, Reagan
Exceptions.
mentioned.
Very
Polls
important.
just jumped a
But
percent.
we were able to get it, and now states are voting on it. And for the first time, you're going to see. Look, this is an issue that's
No,
torn
he's
our
doing the
country
popular
apart
sovereignty.
for
His
52
popular
years.
sovereignty take.
Every legal scholar, every Democrat, every Republican, liberal, conservative, they all wanted this issue to be brought back to the states where the people could vote.
No way,
And
he's
that's
really
what
doing
happened.
popular
Happened.
sovereignty.
Now,
What the fuck?
Ohio, the vote was
We're in the
somewhat liberal.
1850s now.
Kansas, the vote was somewhat liberal, much more liberal than people would have thought. But each individual state is
Kansas is
voting.
Bloody
It's
Kansas
the vote
vote.
of the people now. It's not tied up in the federal government. I did a great service in doing it. It took courage to do it. And the Supreme Court had great courage in doing it. And I give tremendous credit to those 6 justices.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born. Madam Vice President, I want to get your response to President Trump.
I thought I had to
As I said,
clarify
you're going to
that.
hear a bunch of lies, and that's not actually a surprising fact. Let's understand how we got here. Donald Trump
Yes, let's.
hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And they did exactly as he intended.
And what
now
did
in
you
was not a
over
protection.
20
But okay,
That was your
states-
but
job.
what did you do in the time since, ma'am? What did you and your
Yo.
administration do in the fucking time since, ma'am?
There are Trump abortion bans, which make it criminal for a doctor or nurse to provide health care
Why is
in
she
one
talking
state,
like,
it provides
okay, I'm sorry. Just before we continue this fast, I just need to like put a cap on this. We can like zoom forward later, but like the reason why all of this is every time she opens her mouth, it's just like really, really irritating to me, right? The reason why is because she's part of the sitting administration. It's her administration that has done everything since Trump. It is the people she works with and she has been a part of the decision making of that controls the current American government. So if there's a thing that Trump did in his term that you don't like, if there's a thing that you're bringing up now to attack Trump with that you don't like, right? In the last 4 years, all you've done, like anything you bring, that's the reason why that is the key flaw of her candidacy. Are you seeing what I'm saying? Because anything she states as a negative of Trump is something she's turned a blind eye to her entire vice presidency. But anyway, let's continue.
Prison for life.
Not only that, she hasn't
Trump
proposed
abortion
anything
bans that make no
to do about
exception
it
even
at
for
all.
rape and incest, which understand what that means. A survivor of a crime of violation to their body does not have the right to make a decision about what happens to their body next. That is immoral. And
Blah, 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 blah.
Decisions about one's own body should not be made by the government.
Thank you.
This should be like a slam dunk for
Hold
them.
on. Did you see that I zoomed and I said she said one thing and she said it again at the end that wild.
Democrats, Republicans, and
so I know
everybody
she
else,
just repeated herself the
every
entire
legal
time.
scholar wanted
It's
it
the
to
same
be
shit
brought
every
back to the states, and the states are voting. And it may take a little time, but for 52 years, this issue has torn our country apart. And they've wanted it back in the states. And I did something that nobody thought was possible.
Oh, sorry.
The states are now voting. What she says is an absolute
Oh my God,
lie.
they just say the
And
same
as
shit
far as
over and
the
over.
abortion ban, no, I'm not in favor of abortion ban, but it doesn't matter because
Oh my.
this
Remember
issue
how the
has
last
now
one
been
was
taken
immigration,
over by the
immigration.
states.
Would you
This
veto
one's
a
abortion.
national abortion ban if it
Well, I
came
won't
Yeah.
have to.
And then
because,
the
again,
fucking funny thing is
two
both of them
Number one,
basically
she
just
said she'll go
propose the
back
same
to Congress. She'll
policies in
never get the
practice.
vote. There's
Just
impossible
don't do
for her to
anything
get the
about it.
vote,
Keep the status
especially
quo.
now with the 50-50 and essentially 50-50 in both Senate and
She's
the
not
House.
gonna do anything.
She's not going to get the vote.
She's gonna let the
She can't
states
get the
decide
vote. She won't
anyways.
even come close to it. So it's just talk. You know what it reminds me
they've
of
been
when they
doing
said
the
they're going
past
to get
few-
student loans
Yup.
terminated, and
They're not
it
gonna do
ended
anything
up
in
being a
Supreme
total
Court.
catastrophe. The student loans,
And they're not gonna do an
then
executive
her-
order about
I
it.
think probably her
They're both
boss,
gonna do the same shit.
you
They
could
just
call
talk
him a
about it
boss,
differently.
He spends all his time on the beach. But look, her boss went out and said, we'll do it again. We'll do it a different way. And he went out, got rejected again by the Supreme Court. So all these students got taunted with this whole thing about this whole idea. And how unfair that would have been, part of the reason they lost, to the millions and millions of people that had to pay off their student loans. They didn't get it for free. But they were saying
my
it's
God,
the same way
bro.
that they talked about
Yeah,
that,
because
that they
Americans
talk
fucking
about
hate
abortion.
anyone
But if I
getting
could just
something
get
better
a
than
yes or
them.
no, because your running mate, J.D. Vance, has said
Yeah,
that you
no,
would veto it if you did
like,
come to your
forgive
desk.
their
Well, I didn't
student
discuss
debts.
it with JD. In all fairness, JD, and I don't mind if he has a certain view, but I think he was speaking for me. But
Oh
I
my
really
God,
did.
bro.
Look,
The way he fucking hates.
we don't have to discuss it because she'd never be able to get it. Just like she couldn't get student loans, they couldn't get student loans. They didn't even come close to getting student loans.
No,
They
they've been
taunted young
like
people and a
fucking
lot of other
harsh
people
about
that
it.
had loans.
And every time they bring
They
it up
can
in
never get
interviews,
this
you can tell
approved.
he's like
So it doesn't matter what she says about
embarrassed.
going to Congress. So wonderful. Let's go to Congress. Do it. But the fact is that for years they wanted to get it out of Congress and out of the federal government. And we did something that everybody said couldn't be done. And now you have a vote of the people on abortion.
Vice President Harris, want to give you your time to respond, but I do want to ask, would you support
You're just
any
saying the same
restrictions
shit.
on a woman's right to an abortion?
I absolutely support reinstating the protections of Roe v. Wade, and as
Oh,
you
God. Give him
rightly
real
mentioned, nowhere
Honestly,
in America
what the fuck are you gonna
is
do
a
in
woman
practice?
carrying a pregnancy to term and asking
'cause
for
Roe v.
an
Wade was
abortion. That
certainly
is
not
not
foolproof,
happening. It's
like-
insulting to the women of America. And understand
there's
what has
something
been
proven in
happening
America,
under
then she won't
Donald
answer
Trump's
the question.
abortion bans.
Honestly,
Couples who pray and dream of having a family
like if I'm
are
watching
being
this,
denied
and
IVF.
I'm trying to say what's your policy on
What
it.
is happening happening in our
I
country.
can't, like, I literally can't even figure out a
People,
sentence.
working women.
She's not even saying she's going to
who
reinstate
are
Roe
working
v.
one or
Wade. She's
two
just saying, oh, it's
jobs,
bad that you
who can
repealed it. So, okay,
barely
what are you going to do
afford
then?
childcare as
You've
it
done
is,
nothing.
have to travel
So what
to
are you gonna do
another
next time?
state, to get on a plane sitting next to strangers, to go and get the health care she needs, barely can afford to do it, and what you are putting her through is unconscionable.
All he has to say
and
is
the people
popular
of
sovereignty,
America
popular
have
sovereignty.
not, the majority of Americans believe in a woman's right to make decisions about her own body, and that is why in every state
Yeah,
where
what are you
this
doing
issue
about
has
it?
been on the ballot, in red and blue states both, the people of America have voted for freedom.
Vice President Harris,
Excuse me, I
thank
have
you.
to respond. Another lie. It's another lie.
Oh,
I have been a leader on IVF, which is fertilization. The IVF, I have been a leader. In fact, when they got a very negative decision on IVF from the Alabama courts, I saw the people of Alabama and the legislature 2 days later voted it in. I've been a leader on it. They know that, and everybody else
like I
knows
said, all
it.
he has to do
I
is
have been
say
a
popular
leader on
sovereignty.
fertilization, IVF. And the other thing, you should ask, will she allow abortion in the 8th month, 9th month, 7th month?
Oh my God.
Okay, would you do
I'm
that?
so dead. I'm
Why don't
sorry
you
if
ask
I'm
me
not
that
talking
question?
Why don't you
much.
answer
It's
the
just like,
question? Would you
Because
veto?
under Roe v.
Answer
Wade,
the question. Would you veto?
could
Who
do
gives a fuck?
abortions
Seriously,
in
who
the
gives a
7th
fuck?
month, the 8th month, the 9th month,
Not true.
and probably the 3rd. Just look at the
I mean, they've been
governor,
saying the
former
exact
governor
same
of
shit back and
Virginia.
forth.
The governor of Virginia said, we put the baby aside, and then we determine what we want to do with the baby.
President Trump, thank you.
We're going to turn now to immigration and border security. We know it's an issue
no,
that's
oh
important to
no, oh
Republicans,
no.
Democrats, voters across the board in this country.
Wait,
Vice
do I not
President
have
Harris,
control
you
over
were
my
tasked by
moderation
President
anymore?
Biden with
What's
getting to the
going on?
root causes of migration from Central
Stop
America.
bothering, they don't give
We
a
know
fuck.
that illegal border crossings reached a record high
Oh, no.
in the Biden administration.
This is a bad
past
setup.
June, President Biden imposed tough new
Jesus
asylum
Christ, this is gonna
restrictions.
be
We
bad.
know the numbers since then have dropped significantly. But my question to you tonight is, why did the administration wait until 6 months before the election to act? And would you have done anything
Oh, my
differently from President
God.
Biden on this?
So I'm the only person on this stage who has prosecuted transnational criminal
Wait.
organizations for the trafficking
Oh,
of
Jesus
guns,
Christ.
drugs,
Wait, guys,
and
did
human beings.
she get
And let
high
me
before
say
this?
that the United States
Possibly.
Congress, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Senate,
CBD.
came up with a border
Yeah.
security bill, which I supported.
She's not laughing, which is
And
shocking.
No,
that bill
okay,
would have
I'm
put
sorry. I have
1,500
a
more
lot of
border agents on the
aunties
border to help
and
those
maternal
folks who are working
figures
there right now.
who have Kamala Harris's exact affect. She did something before this. She either drank some wine, or she
Fentanyl
did some
coming
weed.
into the United States. I know there are so many families watching tonight who have been personally affected by the surge of fentanyl in our country.
Oh
That
my
bill
God.
would have
But
put more
she's talking like
resources
him
to
from
allow
like
us to
2016.
prosecute transnational criminal organizations for trafficking in guns.
He's
drugs,
like,
and
this is
human
literally the
beings.
shit he
You
was
know
saying in
what happened
2016.
to
He wasn't
that
talking about
bill?
fentanyl specifically,
Donald
but
Trump got
opioids.
on the phone,
And blaming it on immigrants.
called
Like, that's
up
exactly
some
what she
folks
was
in
saying.
Congress
He
and
was
said,
saying,
kill the bill. And
Yeah.
you know why?
It's the exact
Because
same.
he'd prefer to run on a problem
They're just like, who hates
instead of
immigrants?
fixing a problem. And understand, this comes at a time where the people of our country actually need a leader who engages in solutions, who actually addresses the problems.
He's like, this sounds like me.
But what we
Sounds a
have
little
with
too
a former
familiar.
president is someone who would prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And I'll
This
tell you
is
something,
so
he's going to talk
funny.
about immigration a lot tonight, even when it's not the subject that is being raised. And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the
Come
course
on,
of his
man.
rallies, he talks about
That is
fictional
not the slam
characters
dunk
like
you think
Hannibal
it
Lecter.
is.
He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will
Bro.
also notice is that people start
He's
leaving
Don
his
Quixote.
rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you. You will not hear him talk about your needs, your dreams, and your desires. And I'll tell you, I believe you deserve a president who actually puts you first.
I mean, they clearly
and I pledge
aren't.
to you that I will.
Vice President Harris, thank you. President Trump, on that point, I want to get your response.
Well, I would like to respond.
Let me just ask, though, why did you try to kill that bill, and successfully so? That would have put thousands of additional agents and officers on the border.
First, let me respond to
Jesus
the
Christ.
rallies. She said,
Jesus
people start
Christ, these
leaving.
people
People don't go
are
to her
awful.
rallies. There's no reason to go. And the people that do
He's-
go,
he's
she's
right. He's
pressuring
actually
them,
right.
compelling them to be there, and then showing them in a different light. So she can't talk.
Oh my God, she set that up herself. She set that up.
Even even she laughed at that, dog. Even
People
she
don't
think
leave
that
my
was
rallies.
funny, bro. Like, you know, cause like you
She laughed at
can't,
him saying no one goes to her rallies.
you can't deny the GOAT, my guy. You can't try and chat shit
Biggest
to a
rallies, the
shit
most
poster,
incredible
my nigga.
rallies in the history of
Yo.
politics. That's because people want to take
Yo,
their country
okay.
back. Our
Trump is a
country
piece
is
of
being
shit, yeah.
lost. We're a failing
But like, you're not
nation.
gonna go
And it
against him when it comes to
happened
being a
3.5 years
dickhead.
ago.
You know,
And
you get me?
what's going on
Yo,
here,
he's
you're going
such
to
a
end up in
dickhead.
World War III, just to go
LOL.
into another subject. What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions
He
of
said,
people to
They
bring
sound the
this
exact
country,
no
same.
reason
and
to
look at
go
what's
to a
happening
Kamala
the
rally.
towns
Yo,
all
I'm
over
sorry,
the United
bro.
States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. I'm not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats. They're
Say
eating
that again.
the
Say that again.
eating the pets.
If she was
people
his-
that live
If she
there.
leaned into being like
And this is what's
brutally like
happening
cynical
in our country,
and like
it's a
just
shame.
hating the Palestine
As far as
protesters, she'd be
rallies are
like
concerned, as far as
she'd be
the
popular.
reason they go is
Yeah.
they like what I say.
But she
They
has to do the
wanna bring
fucking
our
like
country
bureaucrat
back.
scolding.
They want to make
Yeah.
America great again. It's a very simple phrase: "Make America great
Like,
again."
people have known for the
She's
past 10 years, no one
destroying
wants
this
a fucking
country,
bureaucrat.
And if she becomes
I would like to
president,
extend my
this
best
country
wishes
doesn't
to
have a
all,
chance
even the
of
haters and
success.
losers
Not
on
only
this special
success,
date,
we'll end
September
up in
11th. Yo,
Venezuela
can I just
on
say, he's
steroids.
still the GOAT, bro.
I just want to clarify here. You bring
got
up
it.
Springfield.
Got it. And that was in
ABC News did reach out to the city
Like,
manager
he's
there.
he's
Oh,
got
God.
a
There have
judge
been
to
no
him,
credible
yeah,
reports of
that
specific
there's
claims
no
of pets being
politician who's
harmed,
got it
injured,
right
or
now.
abused by individuals within
If
the
there was a
immigrant
left-wing
community on
I've seen
this.
politician
people
who
on
had
Let me
Trump
just say here, this is
steez,
The people on
we would
television
be in a
say my
communist
dog was
utopia.
taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good
Yeah.
thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
But the
television.
people who are
I'm taking
television
it from
Talking
saying
about
that
the-
dog was
The
eaten
blood
by
libel shit
the people that went there.
that they're currently
Again,
pushing
Springfield
against
City
Haitian
manager says
immigrants.
there's no evidence of that. Vice
We'll
President
find
Harris,
out.
I'll let you respond.
Oh, Jesus, they're going full blood libel.
You talk about extreme.
There's the laugh, the
This
giggle.
is, I think, one of the reasons.
What did I
why
say?
in this
CBD's hitting
election,
it.
I
The
actually
CBD's hitting
have
right
the
now.
Endorsement of 200
What did I say?
Republicans.
She literally
who
got
have
rosy
formerly
cheeks, like she
worked with
started
President
glowing.
Bush, Mitt Romney, and John McCain, including the
No way.
endorsement of former
No,
Vice
she's
On
talking
President
about Republican
something, bro,
endorsements,
and it's
bro.
starting to kick in.
Member
Whatever
Liz
she
Cheney.
took is kicking in
And
now.
if you want to really know the inside track on who
No, it's gotta be an edible. I know they-
Whatever she
Eating.
took is beginning to kick
Just ask
in
people
at
who
this
have
moment.
worked. His former chief of staff, a four-star general, has said
Could
he
even
has
see it in
contempt
her
for the
eyes.
Constitution of the United States. His former national security advisor has said he is dangerous and unfit.
I have
His
too many
former
aunties like
Secretary
this.
of Defense
I have
has
too
said
many
the
aunties
nation,
like
the
this lady.
Republic would never survive another Trump term.
Oh my
And
God, they're
when
talking.
we
They're just doing the
listen
same
to
campaign
this
as
kind of
2020.
rhetoric,
Yo,
when
see
the
Trump's
issues
face
that
right now.
affect the American people
Stone-blooded,
are not being
bro.
addressed. I think the choice is clear.
This is the yo, look,
President Trump will give you a
look
quick
at his
minute to
face
respond.
right now.
Thank you, because when I hear that,
Nah,
see,
this
I'm a
debate is
different kind of
memes,
a
bro. This
person.
debate is
I
memes.
fired most of those people, not so graciously. They did bad things or a bad job. I fired them. They never fired one person. They didn't fire anybody having to do with Afghanistan
Ladies
and
and
the
gentlemen,
Taliban.
Actually, a
and the
pretty good
50
twist to the
people
angle.
whose were
Ladies
just
and
killed
gentlemen, we will
viciously
be
and
taking a
violently
brief commercial
killed, and I
break
got
so
to know
each
the
candidate
parents
can
and
go
the
through a
family.
couple lines.
They didn't fire.
We'll
They
see
should
what
fire
happens
all
when we
those
get
generals,
back.
all those top people, because that was one of the most incompetently handled situations anybody has ever seen. So
He's
when
actually
somebody
spun
does a
it
bad
pretty
job,
well.
I fire
What the
him.
fuck?
And you take a guy like Esper. He
should
was no
clip
good.
that.
I fired
I
him.
should
So he
clip
writes a
that bit
book.
about
Another one
how
writes a
she
book.
took
You
this
Because with
can't
me, they don't write
outcook
books.
a
With nobody
cooker,
else
bro.
can they? But
Yo.
they have done such a poor
Oh,
job, and they
no.
never fire anybody.
Oh,
Look at the
no.
economy.
Burn
Look
all
at
of
the
this.
inflation.
I didn't know
they
Amy
didn't
Sheila
fire
Hara
any of their
died.
economists. They have the same people. That's a good way not to have books written about you. But just to finish, I got more votes than any Republican in history by far. In fact, I got more votes than any president, sitting president in history by far.
Let me continue on immigration. It was what you
I
wanted
love
to
how
talk about
she's
earlier,
a
so let's
Marxist.
get back
It's
to your
trending. I
deportation.
hate this country.
Jesus
I
Christ.
hate this
These
country.
These dumb motherfuckers.
President Trump
These
I
dumb
hate-
motherfuckers.
I hate
largest
this
domestic
country,
deportation
LOL.
operation in the history of
Like,
our country. You
deeply,
say you would use
bro.
the National Guard. You say if things get out of control, you'd have no no problem
literally
using
like
the
if you
US
let
military.
pigs, like if you
You
give
also
pigs the
said you would
ability to
use
talk.
local police. How would you deport 11 million undocumented immigrants? I know you believe that.
I beg, please, Uncle Trump, please, God, please tell us.
What does this
Please,
look like?
Uncle Trump, tell us how.
Door in this country?
Uncle, how will you do this?
It is
Please,
much higher
tell us.
because of them. They allowed criminals, many, many millions of criminals. They allowed terrorists. They allowed common street criminals. They allowed people
He's
to
playing
come
the
in,
hits,
drug
guys.
dealers to come into
He's
our
playing
country.
the
And now
He's
they're
playing the hits, guys.
by their countries like Venezuela, don't ever come back or we're going to kill you. Do you know that crime in Venezuela and crime in countries all over the world is way down? You know why? Because
No
they've
vuelva,
taken their
lo
criminals
mataremos
and
de
they've given
vuelta.
them to put into our country.
Bro.
And this will be one of the greatest mistakes in history for
we're
them
gonna
to
kill
allow.
you.
And I think they probably did it because they think they
What's
get
that,
good
what's
votes.
that, Dr.
But
Phil
it's
bit?
not
I
worth
hate
it
you. You're the worst. I'm
because
gonna kill you.
they're
Give me
destroying the
$200.
fabric
Oh my
of our
God.
country by what they've done. There's never been anything done like this at all. They've destroyed the fabric of our country. Millions of people let in, and all over the world. Crime is down all over the world except here. Crime here is up and through the
We need to go
roof.
back to
Despite
the
their
argument.
fraudulent statements that they made, crime in this country is through the roof. And we have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime. And it's happening at levels that nobody thought possible.
President Trump, as you know, the FBI says
We just made it
overall
up.
violent
It's
crime
crazy
is
how
actually
much
coming
is
down in this
happening.
country. But Vice
Excuse me,
President
the
Harris, I'll
FBI
give you the-
they were defrauding statements. They didn't include the worst cities. They didn't include the cities with the worst crime. It was a fraud, just like their number of 818,000
cities?
jobs that they said they created turned out to be a fraud.
President Trump, thank you. I'll let
Oh,
you
that was
respond.
too easy.
Well, I think this is so rich, coming from someone who has been prosecuted for
Come on.
national security crimes,
That's-
economic
yeah, that-
crimes,
That's
election
not the donkey
interference,
thing. No one gives a fuck
has
at
been
all.
found liable for sexual assault,
No
and
one
his
gives a
next
shit.
big court appearance is in November at his own criminal sentencing. And let's be clear.
They've
where
tried this
each
with every
person
election. It
stands
doesn't work at
on
all.
the
'Cause no one
issue
gives a
of
shit.
what is important
I
about
genuinely
respect
had
for the
forgotten
rule
that he'd
of
been
law
charged.
and respect for
Honestly,
law enforcement. The
'cause it was so
former vice
nothing.
president called for defunding
New crime
federal
evolution
law
is pretty
enforcement,
good.
45,000 agents, get this, on the day after he was arraigned on 34 felony counts. So let's talk about what is important in this race. It is important that we move
He does look
forward,
like a convicted
that we
criminal
turn
right
the
now.
page on this same old tired
No,
rhetoric.
he looks like he'd be
and
in like
address
Alcatraz with a
the
little
needs
pet
of the
cat or
American
something.
people. Address what we need to do about the housing shortage, which I have a plan for. Address what we must
Can you
do to
enlighten us
support our
as to this
small
plan?
businesses. Address bringing down the price of groceries.
It's gonna be more tax breaks.
Frankly,
That's
the
all they can
American
offer.
people are exhausted with this same old tired playbook.
Vice President
The American
Harris.
tax code really
Yes.
is
Excuse me.
garbage.
Every one of those cases was started by them against their political opponent. And I'm winning most of them, and I will win the rest on appeal. And you saw that with the decision that came down just recently from the Supreme Court. I'm winning most of them. But those are cases, it's called weaponization. Never happened in this country. They weaponized the Justice Department.
Oh, it sure
Every
happened
one
before.
of those cases was involved with the DOJ, from Atlanta and Fani Willis to the Attorney General of New York and the DA in New York. Every one of those cases. And then they say, oh, he's a criminal. They're the ones that made them
Guys,
go
it's
after me. By the way,
all
Joe
good. There's a
Biden
plan.
was found
I'm so dead.
essentially guilty on the documents case. And what happened in my documents case? They said, oh, that's the toughest of them all. A complete and total victory. 2 months ago, it was thrown out. It's weaponization, and they used it, and it's never happened in this country.
Where's
They
my bottle
used
of
it
Bacardi?
to try and win an election. They're
President Trump.
fake
You're not
cases.
in-
President Trump, thank
Like
you.
I
A really
said-
quick response here, Vice President Harris, on this notion of weaponization of the Justice Department.
Well, let's talk
no.
about extreme and understand the context in which this election in 2024 is taking place. The United
Context
States
mention.
Supreme Court
Context
recently
mention.
ruled that the former president would essentially be immune from any misconduct if he were to enter the White House again. Understand, this is someone who has
So why isn't
openly
Biden getting
said
naughty?
he would terminate, I'm quoting, terminate the Constitution of the United States, that he would weaponize
Hey,
the
why has
Department
none? Why has
of
Oh,
neither?
Justice
okay.
against his
Wait, he's
Why has
promising to
neither
end the
of them-
Constitution?
someone who
Why have
Oh, I
neither of
didn't know
them?
that.
Why have neither of them?
I'm
Sounds good.
switching my vote. I'm
Why have
switching my
neither
vote
of them
right now.
brought up the most important factor of American life right now? The PlayStation 5 Pro is a whopping $700, and they have said nothing about this egregious price hike.
I'm
Anyway.
not gonna stop him.
There's no, yeah.
It's up to the
There's no
American
gamer
people
vote.
Vice
to
President
stop
Harris.
Don't
him.
give a shit about it.
Lindsay?
Vice President Harris, in your last run
Did
for
you see
president.
that picture of
That's the wild thing. The wild thing is there is a gamer vote. If we're actually like taking
There
it
really is.
seriously, there really
There
is,
honestly is, man.
and it's being
Weaponized.
entirely
I
left
probably took
left
a bullet
aside.
to the head.
Yeah.
Your
just
last
skip
run
it
for
forward.
president, you said you wanted to ban fracking. Now you don't.
Oh,
You wanted
no.
mandatory government
Come on.
buyback programs for assault weapons. Now your campaign says you don't. You supported decriminalizing border crossings. Now you're taking a harder line. I know you say that your values have not changed. So then why have so many of your policy positions changed?
So my values have not changed, and I'm going to discuss
Damn, are they
every
trying to set
one of
her
the,
up?
at least every point that you
Okay,
made.
she
But in
actually
particular,
sounds
let's
like
talk
she's
about
high
fracking because
right
we're
now.
here in Pennsylvania.
This is
I
really
mean,
This
hard.
is out there in
bro.
2020. I will not
I've been
ban fracking.
saying.
I have not banned fracking as Vice President of the United States, and in fact, I was the tie-breaking vote on the Inflation Reduction
Remember
Act,
when we pretended to
which
care about
opened
climate
new
change?
leases for fracking.
Honestly.
It's fun.
My position
Honestly.
is that we have got to invest in diverse sources
Even the
of
Republicans
energy so we
pretended to care in
reduce our
2015.
reliance on foreign oil. We have had the largest increase in domestic oil production in history
Jesus
because of
Christ,
an approach
man.
that recognizes that we cannot over-rely on foreign oil. As it relates to my values, let me
God.
tell you, I grew up
They sound
a
like each
middle-class
other.
kid
It's insane.
raised by a hardworking mother who worked
Who
and
hates you.
saved and was
Hey,
able
now,
to
put-
buy
put
our
this one-
first
put
home
this
when
one
I
up
was a
there.
teenager. The values I bring
Check the-
to the
check the
importance
chat.
of home ownership, knowing not everybody got handed
It's so funny how she keeps talking about her
$400
parents.
million
It's like, yeah, they
on a
fucking hate
silver
you.
platter and then
Your
filed
dad
bankruptcy
disowned you.
6 times, is a value that I bring to my work to say
I'm
we are
so
going
dead.
to work with the private sector
I
and
love
home
this tweet
builders
so
to
much.
increase 3 million homes, increase by 3 million homes by the end of my first term. My work that is related to having a friend when I was in high school who was
Well,
sexually
but he's
assaulted
being
by her
very real.
stepfather. And my focus then on protecting women and children from violent crime is based on a value that is deeply grounded in the
By the way, the
importance
women and children
of
line is
standing
also
up for
reactionary.
those who are most
That's
vulnerable.
fuck.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
My
No,
work
they literally
that is
sound the
about
exact same
protecting
as each
Social
other.
Security and Medicare is
The
based
only
on
difference is that
long-standing
she's
work that I
defending
have
Biden's
done,
administration,
protecting
he's
seniors
attacking.
from scams.
Otherwise,
My
they're proposing the exact same
values
thing.
have not
What's even left of
changed.
Social
And
Security
what
and
is
Medicare by
important is
now?
that there is a president who
Yeah, got
actually
fucking gutted
brings
after COVID.
values and a perspective that is about lifting people up
They
and
had
not
endless money to
beating
send for
people
military aid, but
down.
not for
And
Social Security or
name-calling.
Medicare.
The true measure of the leader
She's talking like people
is
who are
the
really annoying on
leader
acid.
who actually understands the strength is not in beating people down, it's in lifting people up. I intend to be that
Oh my
president.
god. I love when she
President
has
Trump,
like
you're
these
first
little
of all,
things she
wasn't
thinks are
given
like
$400
great
million.
one-liners.
I wish I
Those
was.
those
My
last
father was a
10
Brooklyn
seconds
builder,
were literally
Brooklyn,
like a
Queens,
side by side of
and
someone
a
who
great
was
father, and I
just-
learned a
just
lot from him,
hitting
but I
like
was
a
given a
peak
fraction
ketamine
of that,
high
a
and
tiny
somebody who
fraction,
just, like,
and I built it into many,
who
many
the NDMA
billions
just
of
really
dollars,
started
many,
hitting.
many billions. And when people see it, they are even surprised.
There's two
So
bitches at the
we don't
club
have to
who
talk
just
about
can't
that.
stand each other.
Fracking, she's been against it for 12 years. Defund the police, she's been against that
Oh, no.
forever. She gave all that stuff up very wrongly, very horribly, and everybody's laughing at it, okay? They're all laughing at it. She gave up at least 12, and probably 14 or 15
He's
different
literally
policies.
right,
Like,
though.
she was
They're
big on
laughing.
defund the police.
Just so you guys
In
know what we're looking
Minnesota,
at
she
earlier.
went out. Wait a minute, I'm talking now.
Oh my gosh.
If you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar? She went out.
Oh my god, I can't even run.
She went out
the
in Minnesota
link.
and wanted
Give
to
me a
let
second. I hate
criminals
that.
that
Hold on.
killed
Let me just
people,
change
that
my
burned
defaults.
down Minneapolis. She went out and raised money to get them out of jail.
I don't even give a shit
She
about
did
2020
things that
anymore.
nobody would ever think of.
Chat, the
Now
tweet,
she
he
wants
said
to
put the
do
tweet up.
transgender operations on illegal aliens
Oh, no.
that are in prison. This is a radical left
That was a-
liberal that would do this. She wants to confiscate your guns, and
That
she will
would do
never
this.
allow fracking in Pennsylvania.
That was very
If
Jewish.
she won
Just
the
saying.
election,
The way he
fracking
said
in
that
Pennsylvania
sounded
will
very
end
sounded
on
very
day
Jewish.
one.
Sounded
Just
very
to
New
finish
York.
one thing, it's so
New
important
York,
in my
New York
opinion.
Jew.
So I
How
got
could you
the
do
oil business
this?
going like
Come
nobody
on,
has
come
ever
on.
done
Very Woody
before.
Allen.
They
you know?
when they took over, they got rid of it, started getting rid of it, and the
He's even doing the
prices
hand
were
motions.
going up
Yeah, he,
the
like, I
roof.
was just
They
thinking, like, the hand
immediately
motions
let
in
these
New York.
guys go to where they were. I would have been 5 times, 4 times, 5 times higher, because you're talking about 3.5 years ago. They got it up to where I was because they had no choice, because the prices of energy were quadrupling and
Literally a
doubling. We saw
70-year-old
what
guy at
happened
the
to
deli that you
gasoline.
can't get away
so
from
they
'cause
said,
you're
let's
in
go
line.
back to Trump. But if she won the election, the day after that election,
They'll go back to destroying our
Talking
country.
about
And
what
oil
mustard
will
he
be
likes to
dead,
put on a
fossil fuel
sandwich.
will be dead. We'll go back to windmills, and we'll go back to solar, where they need a whole desert to get some energy to come out. You ever see a solar plant? By the way, I'm a big fan of solar, but they take 400, 500
By the way,
acres of
I'm a big
desert
fan of
soil.
solar.
We have a
These
lot
are
of
not good
issues
things
that we
for the
have to get to.
environment. As she
We're out of
understands.
time. Thank you.
Lindsay, thank you.
That
We
little-
have an election in just
Kamala's
56
on
days.
something.
And I want to talk about the peaceful transfer of power.
You lot have
which
already
is
maybe
got,
she-
like,
she-
I'm
cornerstone
glad
of our
you're
democracy
finally
and the
catching
role
up
of
to
a
where I've been.
president,
Like,
in a moment of
she's
crisis.
obviously on
Mr.
something.
President, on January 6th,
She's
you
very
You know what I think
obviously
she
on
did?
some
Capitol, you said
kind
you
of
would be right
substance
there with
tonight.
them. The
Whether
country
it be
she did?
edible, whether
played
it
out
be
in the Capitol
whatever,
that
but
day,
like,
the
yeah, no,
officers
she's on
coming
something.
under attack.
I think
Definitely.
she might have
West Wing, so you
raided
watched it
like
unfold on
Biden's medicine
television off the
cabinet
Oval
and
Office.
taken part
He
of
did
like a
send
little
out
bit of
tweets,
whatever
but
her
it was more
cocktail
than
they've
2
been
hours
giving.
before he sent out
You
that
don't know
video
what
message
they had
telling
him
his
on the
supporters to
adrenochrome,
go
dog.
home.
You don't know what she could have
Is there
taken tonight.
anything you regret about what
Like-
you did on that
Oh,
day?
you remember that
You
like
just
moral
said
pandemic a
a
few years ago where
thing
parents
that
thought that
isn't
like
covered.
kids were raiding
Peacefully
their
and
medicine cabinets?
patriotically, I said,
Oh
during
my
my
god.
seen the
speech,
Yeah,
clothes out.
that's more or
Maybe
less
she
what
did that.
Kamala did tonight.
Peacefully
She mixed a
and
bit of the
patriotically.
adrenochrome with the
And
Lazarus pit
nobody on the
juice.
other side was killed. Ashley Babbitt was shot by an out-of-control
Oh my
police
god,
officer
girl.
that should have
Oh,
never,
that's the
ever
last thing
shot
he needs to
her.
bring up.
It's a
I just saw a tweet that
disgrace.
said many, many
But we didn't
billions.
do this group of
Can I?
people.
Okay. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Hold on, just one moment. I'm saving this. No, this is a that is getting saved as a reaction image. I'm sorry, y'all. This is too perfect. This is too
Wait,
amazing.
is Babbitt that stupid bitch
that have
with
been
the
treated
AK?
so
Yes.
badly.
Yeah, no,
I
it was
asked,
the
what
January
about all the
6th lady
people
was
that
like
are pouring
breaking
into our
in
country
to
and killing people
the
that
Congress
she
room,
allowed to
and a
put in?
cop
She
was
was
like
the
pointing his
border
gun
czar.
at her.
Remember that?
She
She
still tried
was
to
the
break in
border
and they
czar.
shot her.
She doesn't want to be called the border czar because she's embarrassed by the border. In fact, she said at the beginning, "Well, I'm surprised you're not talking about the border yet." That's because she knows what a bad job they've done. What about those people? When are they going to be prosecuted? When are these people from countries all over the world, not just South America? They're coming in from all over the world, David. All over the world.
He's so good
and
at
crime rates are down all
like
over the world
triggering the
because
thought
of it.
process
But
of
when are those,
people that
David? When are those people
support
going to be
him.
prosecuted? When are the people that burned down Minneapolis going to be prosecuted? Or in Seattle, they went into Seattle. They took over a big
Oh, yeah.
percentage of the city of Seattle.
Yes,
when
they
are those
sure
people
did.
going to be prosecuted?
But let me just ask
You might ask her that question.
You were the president. You were watching it unfold on television. It's a very simple question
Guys,
as we move
look at the
forward toward
screen.
another election.
This-
Is there
thi- thi-
anything
yeah.
you regret about what you did? on that day?
This is my
Yes,
feeling
Nothing
about the
to do with
situation.
that other than they asked me to
This is
make
my
a
feeling
speech.
about
I
the
showed up
situation.
for a speech. I said, I think it's going to be big. I went to Nancy Pelosi and the mayor of Washington, D.C., and the mayor put it back in writing, as you know. I said, this is going to be a very big rally or whatever you want to call it. And again, it wasn't done by me. It was done by others. I said, I'd like to give you 10,000 National Guard or soldiers. They rejected me. Nancy Pelosi rejected me. It was just 2 weeks ago. Her daughter has a tape of her saying she is fully responsible for what happened. They want to get rid of that tape. It would have never happened if Nancy Pelosi and the mayor of Washington did their jobs. I
Okay, he is
wasn't
starting to sound
responsible for
insane now.
security. Nancy Pelosi was responsible. She didn't do
Free
her
Nancy
job.
Pelosi
The question
is
was
in
about
26.
you as president, not
The
about
way,
former Speaker
can I just
Pelosi,
say
but I do
something?
want Vice President
When
Harris to
Trump
respond.
decides to say a word a certain
I
way,
was at the Capitol
it's
on
so
January
like Nancy Pelosi, like okay,
Former president
Nancy
has been
Pelosi.
indicted.
Nancy
and impeached.
Pelosi,
It does like a
like
schoolyard
exactly that
bully a little
reason.
bit.
yeah, like
But
yo,
this is not an isolated situation. Let's remember Charlottesville.
Trump's ear looking real
where
good. That's a
there
very
was
true
mob
fact,
of people
Elijah.
Carrying tiki torches.
That's a very true
spewing
fact, Elijah.
anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president then at the time say?
No, she looks really
There were
hot.
fine people
Facial
on each
expressions,
side.
bro.
Let's remember that when it came to the Proud Boys, a militia, the president
just did
said,
the
the
look
former
up.
Yeah,
president
she's got
said,
that
"Stand
high
back
person
and stand
pause
by."
on her.
So for everyone
Yeah.
watching who remembers what January 6th
Superhero
was,
healing factor. I'm dead,
I say,
yo.
we don't
Elijah,
have to go
please.
back. Let's not go back. We're not going back. It's time to turn the page. And if that was a bridge too far for you, well, there is a place.
We're not going back. So Kamala,
in
are you
our
saying?
campaign
Are you saying to them, do
to
not come?
stand for country,
We're not
to stand for our
gonna take it.
democracy,
Sorry,
to
that was a
stand
bad
for
joke.
rule of law, and to end the chaos, and to end the approach that is about attacking the foundations of our democracy because you don't like the outcome. And be clear on that point. Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath if this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking. Let's turn the page on this. Let's not go back. Let's chart a course for the future and not go backwards to the past.
Let me just follow up here.
Roger Waters.
It was a different term, and it was a term that related to energy because they have destroyed our energy business. That was where bloodbath was. Also, on Charlottesville, that story has been, as you would say, debunked. Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity, Jesse, all of these people, they covered it. If they go an extra sentence, they will see it was perfect. It was debunked in almost every newspaper, but they still bring it up, just like they bring 2025 up. They bring all of this stuff up. I ask you this. You talk about the Capitol. Why are we allowing these millions of people to come through on the southern border? How come she's not doing anything? And I'll tell you what I would do, and I would be very proud to do it. I would say we would both leave this debate right now. I'd like to see her go down to Washington, D.C. during this debate because we're wasting a lot of time. Go down to, because she's been so bad, it's so ridiculous. Go down to Washington, D.C. and let her sign a bill to close up the border because they have the right to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it really is hard for them to argue with the fact that they are the current
President
administration.
of the United States, you'll get him out of bed, you'll wake him up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you'll say, come on down to the office, let's sign a bill. If he signs a bill that the border is closed, all he has to do is say it to the Border Patrol, who are phenomenal. If they do that, the border is closed.
Mr.
Those
President,
people are killing many people, unlike J6.
We talked about immigration here tonight. I do want to focus on this next issue a bit because it really brings us this into focus. Truth in these times that we're living in. Mr. President, for 3.5 years after
is that what we call it now? J6.
You repeatedly falsely claimed that you won.
There's so many like branding names for it now.
J6.
That famous hit pop song from the 2000s. Like
J6 sounds like a J6 sounds like a fighting game command for a sick move. That like jumping six. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, like
J6, my favorite position on a chessboard.
That was said sarcastically.
Exactly.
Look, there's so much proof. All you have to do is look at it. And they should have sent it back to the legislatures for approval. I got almost 75 million votes, the most votes any sitting president has ever gotten. I was told if I got 63, which was what I got in 2016, you can't be beaten. The election, people should never be thinking about it.
I'm foregoing Wukong for this.
We need two things. We need wars.
And I know nobody told me to.
And we have to
but I feel like it's my duty to, like, you know.
And we have to have good elections. Our elections are bad. And a lot of these illegal immigrants coming in, they're trying to get them to vote.
J6 has to kick
up.
You've got to work that into a rap.
And these people are trying to get them to vote. And that's why they're allowing them to come into our country.
I did watch
I said earlier today, who's going to be the first rapper to use the line, I eat the cat like a Haitian?
Just point out
anyway.
Clarification, and you know this. You and your allies, 60 cases in front of many judges, many of them
No
Republican.
judge looked at it.
I'll say it. Fuck.
That's the other
These were
thing.
just arguing over
They
who
said
could
we didn't
recreate the
have
whole
standing,
Bracero
a
thing
technicality.
faster.
Can you imagine a system where a person in an election doesn't have standing? The president of the United States doesn't have standing. That's how we lost. If you look at the facts, and I'd love to have you'll do a special on it. I'll show you Georgia, and I'll show you Wisconsin, and I'll show you Pennsylvania, and I'll show you. We have so many facts and statistics, but you know what?
He's so sick of being
because we have to solve the problem that we have right now.
You can tell he's.
I
mean, they've been saying the same
and the
shit over
problem
and
that
over.
we have right now is we have a nation in decline. And they have put it into decline.
This is a New Yorker thing. Like, this is a New Yorker thing where you're trying to make someone walk away from a
Vice President
conversation
Harris,
with you. Like,
you heard the president there tonight. He said he didn't say that he lost by this. So he still
he doesn't even know he's doing it.
That was won by President Biden and yourself. But I do want to ask you about something that's come up in the last couple of days. This was a post from President Trump about this upcoming election just weeks away. He said, when I win, those people who cheated, and then he lists donors, voters, election officials, he says will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences. One of your campaign's top lawyers responded saying, we won't let Donald Trump intimidate us. We won't let him suppress the vote. Is that what you believe he's trying to do here?
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. So let's be clear about that. And clearly he is having a very difficult time processing that. But we cannot afford to have a
God, I can't
president
believe we
of
let
the
Biden
United
win.
States who
Honestly,
attempts, as he did in the past,
We let them get away
to
with that. It's not
upend
Trump,
the
man.
will of the voters in a free and fair election. And I'm going to tell you that
to be honest, that
I
was
have
probably the
traveled the
first
world as vice
new
president of the
idea they
United
had come up
States.
with.
And
What
Because they had
did Biden
started.
leaders are
promise? Does
laughing
anyone
at Donald
remember?
Trump.
Because I don't think.
I have talked with
He probably, like, the
military
big thing
leaders,
was student
some
debt
of whom
relief,
worked
which he
with you,
instantly
and they say you're a
reneged on.
disgrace. And when you then talk in this way in a presidential debate and deny what over and over again are court
Well,
cases
let's not
you
act
have
like it's like a
lost
lauded institution
because you
here.
did in fact lose that election, it leads one to believe that perhaps we do not have in the candidate to my right the temperament or the ability to not be confused about fact. That's deeply troubling, and the American people deserve better.
They don't give a shit anymore.
Let me just
The
No one
American
cares
people,
anymore.
Victor
the
Orban,
American
one of the
people
most
deserve 10
respected
million
men.
years
They
of
call him
joint
a strong
dictatorship
man.
of
He's
oppressed
a tough
nations.
person.
They really
Smart.
do.
Prime
Maybe even
Minister of
10
Hungary.
trillion.
They said, why is the whole world blowing up? 3 years ago it wasn't. Why is it blowing up? He said, because you need Trump back as president. They were afraid of him. China was afraid, and I don't like to use the word afraid, but I'm just quoting him. China was afraid of him. North Korea was afraid of him.
I'm sorry.
Look at
Again.
what's going on with North Korea, by the way. He said Russia was
Doing
afraid
this
of
thing
him.
where you
I
keep
ended
bringing
the
up
Nord Stream
China
2
as
pipeline,
an
and
enemy.
Biden put it back on day one, but
When
he
they
said
then
he
decide to
He's
actually
saying crazy.
when they decide to
pipeline
sanction you
in
lot
our
back
country.
and
He
bar
ended that,
imports,
but he
what
let the
happens
Russians
then?
build a pipeline going all
When
over
the
Europe
price
and
of
heading into
everything
Germany, the
plastic in
biggest
this
pipeline
country
in
jumps
the
from
world.
$30 to $60, what happens then?
Said it. He said the
You get
most
me?
So it doesn't,
My
it
brother,
doesn't matter. I can't afford the 30 or the 60.
I want all of you to look at the back of everything you own right now, and if it says made in China, no, you're not gonna get another one. If Trump, if not either of them, honestly, if America keeps going this direction, everything you own right now, look on it, see if it has made in China on the back, and if it does, know that you're not gonna get another good one of whatever that is. If what's going on now continues, because they will bar imports so quickly if there's tariffs thrown at them. They can just sell to themselves. Y'all don't realize there's a billion people there. They don't need you. And there's the rest of the world too. They don't need America.
I don't understand it, but I'm okay with it because
your time is up.
She really took that Dick Cheney endorsement. That's
Turning now to
crazy.
the Israel-Hamas war and the hostages who are still being held, Americans among them. Vice President Harris, in December, you said, quote, Israel has a right to defend itself, but you added, quote, it matters how, saying international humanitarian law must be respected.
Okay, wait. Let's see if my real bet comes true.
You said that 9 months ago. Now an estimated 40,000 Palestinians are dead. Nearly 100 hostages remain. Just last week,
They're still
Prime
using the
Minister Benjamin
47 number?
Netanyahu said there's not a deal in the
What,
making.
come on, this is
President
America.
Biden has not
What do you
been able to
expect?
break through the
They're gonna say,
stalemate.
oh,
How would you do
100,000.
it?
No, they're not. Please.
Well, let's understand how we got here. On October 7,
Oh
Hamas,
my God.
a terrorist organization, slaughtered 1,200 Israelis. Many of them young people who were simply attending a concert. Women were horribly raped.
Who gives a shit about the smelly
absolutely,
hippies?
I said then, I
She
say
did.
now,
She did the
Israel
fake rape thing.
has a right to defend itself. We would.
Yes.
And how it does so matters. Because it is also true, far too many innocent Palestinians
She
have
is
been
watching
killed.
her words so close
Children,
right now.
mothers.
Because this is the key issue
What
of her
we know
fucking
is that
like
this
candidacy,
war
dog. Like this is the
must
key
end.
issue of her
It
of her
must
presidential run.
end immediately, and the way it will end is we need a ceasefire deal, and we need the hostages out. And so
They
we
already
will continue
fucking
to work
sabotaged a
around the
million
clock
attempts
on
at that.
Work around the clock.
And the
also
sabotage is
understanding
totally
that we
one-sided.
must chart a course for a two-state solution, and in that solution,
Oh my
there
God,
must be
bro.
security for the Israeli people and Israel,
They're literally
and an
they're
equal
committing
measure
massacres
for
in
the
the West Bank
Palestinians.
right now.
But the one thing I will assure
Yep.
you always, I will always give Israel the ability to defend itself.
They're reading the dogs.
There it is. There it is.
And any threat that Iran and its proxies pose to Israel. But we must have a two-state solution
God,
where we
bro.
can rebuild Gaza, where the Palestinians have security, self-determination and the dignity they so rightly deserve.
Oh my God.
President
This is-
Trump, how would you negotiate with
What's
the
Trump gonna
Ah.
say? What is
and
Trump gonna
also
say?
Hamas in order to get the
Someone said,
hostages
"Bring my
out
boy
and
Bill
prevent
Clinton
the
back."
killing of
Nigga,
more
shut up.
innocent civilians in Gaza.
Shut
If I
up.
were president,
God.
I'd never started. If I were president,
Clinton's the reason we in this
Russia
mess.
would never, ever. I know Putin very well. He would have never, and there was no threat of it either, by the way, for 4 years, have gone into Ukraine and killed millions of people when you add it up. Far worse than people understand
not
what's
winning.
going on over there.
She's not winning
But
Michigan.
when she mentions about Israel,
They're
all
really
of a sudden,
unserious
Nope.
about winning.
she
They don't
hates
care about winning
Israel.
Michigan.
She
Are you
wouldn't
serious?
even meet with Netanyahu when he went to Congress to make a very important speech. She refused to be there because she was at a sorority party of hers. She wanted to go to the sorority party. She hates Israel. If she's president, I believe that Israel
Oh
will
my
not
God,
exist within
bro.
2 years from now. And I've been pretty good at predictions, and I hope I'm wrong about that one. She hates Israel.
Please.
At the same time, in her own way, she hates the Arab population because the whole place is going to get blown up. Arabs, Jewish people, Israel will be gone. It would have never happened. Iran was broke under Donald Trump. Now Iran has
What
$300
were they?
billion because they took off all the sanctions that I had. Iran had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah or any of the 28 different
What is going
spheres of
on?
terror. And they
What
are
is
spheres
going
of terror.
on?
Horrible terror. They
This
had no
nigga
money.
is just
They
yapping.
covered it
I
very
need a
well,
clip of the
actually.
spheres of
They
terror.
had no
Spheres of
money
terror
for
is really
terror.
good.
They were broke. Now they're a rich
Terror.
nation. And now what they're doing is they're spreading that money around. Look at what's happening with the Houthis and Yemen. Look at what's going on in the Middle East. This would have
Yeah, they're
never
whooping
happened.
y'all's
I will
asses.
get that settled
Y'all
and
tried to
fast,
send
and I'll
ships
get
over
the
there and
war
got fucked
with
up.
Ukraine and Russia ended. If I'm president-elect, I'll get it done before even becoming president.
Is she trying to get the
Harris, he says
Republican
you
vote
hate
more than the
Israel.
young vote?
I think
Yes.
That's absolutely
Yes.
not true. I have my entire career and life supported Israel and the Israeli people. He knows that.
Oh my
he's
God.
trying to,
He is
again,
forcing her into
divide
just-
and distract from
This-
the
it's like
reality.
she can't
which is,
win.
it is very well known
Yeah.
that Donald Trump.
I mean, this isn't
weak
appealing
And
to
she's
any of the
for,
voters.
she's
just
also for
alienating
no. He's
former
actually
base.
It's well known
like,
that
not
he
to. I'm
admires
not miss. I'm not.
dictators,
Y'all are
wants
kind
to
of
be a dictator on
misunderstanding.
day one, according
He
to
he
himself.
played her like a fiddle
It
there
is
just
well
now.
known that
She's
he said
prattling
of
all of
Putin
this off,
that
and she's
he
sounding like
can do
poison to her
whatever the
base
hell he wants and
in
go
order
into
to try and
Ukraine.
not sound like
It
poison
is
to the
well
imagined
known
base that
he
he's.
said when
You
Russia
get what I'm
went
saying?
into
Anyway.
Ukraine,
Yeah.
it was
No, yeah, like
prudent.
it's literally a rock
It
and a hard
is
place
well
for her.
known he exchanged love letters with Kim Jong Un.
These
it is
debates do the
absolutely
same
well
thing.
known
cares any-
that
Look,
these
okay.
dictators and
Let me actually just. I'm gonna mute her. Hey, plot the win. These debates, or fought the win. These debates do the same thing that television does to entertain and specularize. It's a spectacle. Grab some popcorn and enjoy the show.
you are a disgrace. That is why we understand that we have to have a president
Beautiful time.
who is
Beautiful time to come back on that.
wrong on national security, including the importance of upholding and respecting in highest regard our military.
Vice President Harris, thank
Oh,
you.
Oh my God.
She's the one that caused it. That's weak on national security by allowing every nation last month for the year, 168 different countries sending people into our country. Their crime rates are way down.
Wait, am I crazy? Or did he
Putin
say
endorsed
2
her
years max
last
for
week,
Israel?
said, I hope she wins. And I think he meant it.
He said that if
Because
she
what
was
he's
elected,
gotten
that it would
away
only
with
last
is
for 2 years.
absolutely incredible. It wouldn't have happened with me.
Grins.
The leaders of other countries
Yeah,
think that
honestly.
they're weak and
Don't make her
incompetent,
too
and they
too
are.
appealing.
They're
I'm just
grossly
thinking about that post
incompetent.
that's like
And I
when they
just
say our
asked one
nation is in
question.
decline, and
Why
it's like
does
the
Biden
Jimmy
go in and
Neutron,
kill
like
the
happy
Keystone
bubbly
pipeline
image.
and approve the single biggest deal
This
that
is all
Russia's
so
ever made,
farcical.
Nord Stream 2, the biggest pipeline anywhere in the world going to Germany and all over Europe? Because they're weak and they're ineffective. And Biden, by the way,
President
gets paid
Trump,
a lot of money.
Thank you. We have a lot of issues to get to.
We'll be right
This
back
shit
with
gonna
much more of
end.
this historic ABC News
There's
presidential
an ad
debate
break.
from the National Constitution Center right here in Philadelphia.
Finally, I can get the fuck up from and get my weed so I can roll a blunt so I can survive the rest of this
Yeah, I'm
goddamn
gonna-
Look
debate.
at this camera pad.
Yo,
Camera pad.
cause holy fuck,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
Holy
This is
fuck,
bad.
man.
Wait, the
I'm
National
get-
Constitution
yeah,
Center in Atlanta?
hold this. Yes, it's in Atlanta.
Day for 19
19-year-old Melissa.
What's
Witt.
crazy is I'm not even gonna say that, but I'm just gonna say there's been demonstrations in front of that building
She never
as of
makes it
late.
into the bowling alley. My gut knew this was not a young girl who just ran away.
New information, pools of blood were found by detectives.
I'd just love to have her back more than anything in the world.
It is a heart-wrenching day for the family of Melissa Witt.
Police found the body in the Ozark National Forest.
You had several suspects.
All these kinds of leads.
A known serial killer in your area. Could he be involved?
We're actually finding key evidence that could have slipped through the cracks. You're looking for that game-changing piece.
I really like the phrase executing the baby.
And probably the most horrific a person can experience.
This beautiful young girl. Police will find out what happened.
At Wit's End, the hunt for a killer, only on Hulu.
Baywatch is a fantasy. When you hear that theme song...
We can't only be halfway done.
It was a wild time, and I was a wild chick.
Jason Momoa exploded.
Carmen was a bombshell.
Pamela Anderson was an icon.
Really proud of everything I've done. Almost.
Baywatch was a whirlwind of epic highs and bitter lows.
Everyone likes to watch sexy things.
You're 24. He's 54.
Yeah. It just seemed like I had met my soulmate.
You fired 4 times.
I think you can access most of the camera network for Atlanta City, so if we can get eyes on that intersection,
The center of the so-called Black Swan trial.
Here we go. You haven't spoken out before. Why did you decide to talk now?
The stunning all-new 2020 premieres Friday at 9/8 Central on ABC.
Hey! Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Are you ready? Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning. You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
Michael, George, Clara, Ginger.
This is Impact by Nightline.
Are you kidding me?
My sense was that everybody around him was afraid of him.
Brittany describes having a secret abortion that not even her family knew about.
What's going on with Kate?
What is the relationship like between Harry and William today? What did people start to say?
You look great. Are you on Ozempic?
I told the kids, I said, I'm not even gonna let you eat breakfast.
I think I'm gonna
until
get
you
some
your
dates
chores
and
done.
some cognac and sit here like a
love and harsh punishment.
prince.
Abuse.
I think Scott Peterson murdered his wife and his child. Prove me wrong.
Do you feel the church accepted abuse?
Yep, that's him.
Yep.
Ready? Does your church protect sexual predators?
How do you top the most watched season yet?
Fabulous.
It's a bit erotic, a bit exotic.
You have no idea.
Impact by Nightline. The all-new season premieres this September, only on Hulu.
Let's go.
We are heading into the unknown.
Oh my gosh.
We just saw what no one has seen before.
Hammer, hammer, hammer.
It doesn't get any more cutting edge than this.
Reporting from outside Wembley Stadium, surrounded by Swifties as Taylor Swift is set to kick off 5 sold-out concerts. I'm Maggie Rulli. You're streaming ABC News Live.
What does it take to be the most watched newscast in America?
We are part of an operation.
Is this our combat operations center?
We're approaching the gate. Militants came in from...
Hi. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Ismail? David.
ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast. You're watching America's #1 streaming news. Keep streaming with ABC News Live.
Okay.
Live from the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here again, David Muir
All right, I'm back. Are y'all still here?
Welcome back to this historic ABC News presidential debate tonight. We're
Oh,
going to continue
they
here, and I
both
wanna turn to
muted.
the
Did they
war in
both
Ukraine.
leave?
We're now 2.5 years into this conflict. Mr. President,
Well,
it has
they'll
been
come
the
back.
position of the
Anyway.
Biden administration that we must defend Ukraine from Russia, from Vladimir Putin, to defend their sovereignty, their democracy, that it's in America's best interest to do so, arguing that if Putin wins, he may be emboldened to move even further into other countries. You have said you would solve this war in 24 hours. You said so just before the break tonight. How exactly would you do that? And I want to ask you a very simple question tonight. Do you want Ukraine to win this war?
I want the war to
we're on the
stop.
Ukraine
I want to
shit now.
save lives that are being uselessly, people being killed by the millions. It's the millions. It's so much worse than the numbers that you're getting, which are fake numbers. Look, we're in for 250 billion or more because they don't ask Europe, which is a much bigger beneficiary to getting this thing done than we are. They're in for $150
ate so much
billion
watermelon.
less because Biden and you don't have the courage to ask Europe like I did with NATO. They paid billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars when I said, either you pay up or we're not going to protect you anymore. So that's maybe one of the reasons they don't like me as much as they like weak people. But you take a look at what's happening.
Do y'all
We're in
want?
for 250
All right, let me
to
actually, because he's
275
getting
billion.
he's
They're
getting
into
to a
100
thing
to
now.
150.
Do
They
y'all
should be
want
forced to equalize?
a tangible
With that being
reason why
said, I want to get the
if you
war
don't
settled.
like America,
I know
you should
Zelensky
probably
very well,
support
and I know
Trump?
Putin very well. I have a good
It's
relationship.
because
and
Trump
they
will be
respect
dumb enough
your president.
to
Okay, they respect
increase
me.
the
They don't
things
respect
that
Biden. How
that
would you
NATO
respect him?
requires from its
Why?
members.
For what reason?
That's what
He
Trump will
hasn't
be
even
dumb
made
enough
a
to
phone
do.
call in 2 years to Putin. Hasn't spoken to anybody. They don't even try and get it.
So if
That
you're like
is a
against
war
NATO
that's
and you want
dying
to see
be
that shit
settled.
crumble,
I will get it settled before I
actually,
even
honestly,
become
Kamala would probably
president.
do the
If I
same
win,
shit, just more
when I'm
silently.
president-elect, and what I'll do is I'll speak to one, I'll speak to the other, I'll get them together. That war would have never happened.
I'll get 'em
And in
together.
fact, when I
I'll
saw
make 'em
Putin
play bridge.
After I left, unfortunately left because our country
I
has
feel like
gone
I've
to
missed
hell. But
something.
after I left, when I
this
saw
Haitian
him building
thing? They're
up
saying
soldiers,
Haitians
he
are
did
eating
it after
pets.
I left.
Oh, you
I
don't
said,
know about the
"Oh,
Haitian?
he must be
Okay, so
negotiating. It must be a
every
good,
time
strong
there's an
point of
American election, this is kind of a
negotiation." Well, it
time-honored
wasn't,
tradition.
because Biden
They
had
basically
no
just like
idea
make
how
up
to
a
talk
bunch
to
of new
him.
stories
He had
about
no
Haitian
idea how to
immigrants.
stop it, and now you have
Are
millions
they
of
like
people
a sig-
dead,
is, are
and it's
Haitians a
only
significant
getting worse,
immigrant
and it could
population
lead
to
to World
America? I
War
don't think
III.
they.
Don't kid
They
yourself, David.
aren't,
We're
but
playing
America.
I think it's
World War
because
III, and we have a president that
it's
we don't
because
even
there's
know if he's.
many
Where
Haitian
is our
immigrants in New
president?
England,
We don't even
and they're
know
like
if he's a
competing for
president.
Pennsylvania and
They
shit.
threw him out of
Exactly.
a
So they're
campaign
playing on
like
like
a
blood
dog.
libel
We
about
don't even
Haitians.
know.
No, just
Is he
both
our
them
president?
and in
But we
Florida.
have a
It's
president
specifically in
Yep.
New England
doesn't
and in
know he's
Florida where
alive.
there's a lot of
Your
Haitians.
time is up.
So that's why they're
Just to
playing against
clarify
them
the
right
question,
now.
do you believe it's in the U.S. best interest for Ukraine to
It's
win
all the
this war?
swing
I
states,
think
pretty
it's in
much.
the U.S. best
Exactly.
interest to
That's
get
why
this
there's a lot
war
of
finished
Haitians.
and just get it done.
All right.
Negotiate a deal because we have to stop all of these human lives from being destroyed.
I want to take this to Vice President
All
Harris.
of
I want to
these
get your
human
thoughts
lives.
on, support for
Human
Ukraine
lives.
in this moment, but also
We're playing
as
Elden Ring now,
Commander-in-Chief,
boys. He's
if
talking about the
elected,
new
How
Menara.
would you deal with Vladimir Putin, and would it be any different from what we're seeing from President Biden?
Well, first of all, it's important to remind the former president you're not running against Joe Biden, you're running against me.
Are you
I
different from
believe
Joe
the
Biden?
reason that Donald Trump says that this war
And
What's
how
the
different
difference?
are you?
within
How
24
different are
hours
you
is 'cause
from
he would
Joe
just give it
Biden?
up. And that's not who we are as Americans. Let's understand what happened here. I actually met with Zelensky a few days before Russia invaded, tried through force to change territorial boundaries, to defy one of the most important international rules and norms.
I don't even think anyone
which
gives
is
a
the
shit anymore.
importance of sovereignty and territorial integrity. And I met with President Zelensky. I shared with him American intelligence about how he could defend himself. Days later,
And
I
how did
went
that
to
work
NATO's
out?
eastern flank,
Yeah.
to Poland and Romania.
What's
Oh, did
changed
y'all see
in
the
past
did y'all see
few
the
years?
good
I
news
and
about the
others
Ukraine
did.
front
We brought
today?
50 countries together
What?
to support
Putin
Ukraine
is using
in its righteous defense.
the
And because
Putin is using
of
this
our
season
support,
of America
because
not
of
wanting
the
to support
air
Ukraine
defense, the
to launch a bunch of
ammunition, the
offensives,
artillery,
and he
the
might just take
javelins,
it.
the Abrams tanks that we have provided, Ukraine stands as an independent and free country. If Donald Trump were president, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv right now. And understand what that would mean.
Like the position
because
to take
Putin's
Kursk now.
agenda is not just about Ukraine. Understand why the European allies and our NATO allies are so thankful that you are no longer president and that we
Fuck 'em. Who
understand
gives a
the
shit?
importance of the greatest military alliance the world has ever known, which is NATO,
Oh my
and what we
god.
have done to preserve the ability of Zelensky and the Ukrainians to fight for their independence. Otherwise, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv with his eyes on the rest of Europe, starting with Poland. And why don't you tell the 800,000 Polish Americans right here in Pennsylvania
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even
quickly
listening
you
to
would
this
give
part
up
because it doesn't matter at all.
for the sake of favor
They've been saying the
and what you
exact
think is
same
a
shit for
friendship
fucking
with
like
what
3
is known
years
to be
about
a
this.
dictator who would eat you for lunch.
Vice President
Proxy
Harris,
was
thank you.
like
We've heard from
J6,
both of you
yo.
on Ukraine tonight. Afghanistan came up in the last hour. I wanted her to respond to something you said earlier, and now, please, I'll give you a minute here.
I'll give you a minute here,
Putin
sir.
would
Stop
be
trying to
sitting in
interrupt me,
Moscow,
sir.
and he wouldn't have lost 300,000 men and women, but he would have been sitting in Moscow. Quiet, please. He would have been sitting in
Quiet,
Moscow.
please. Yo, the
much
frame.
happier than he is right now.
How alpha?
But eventually, you know, he's got a thing that other people don't have. He's got nuclear weapons.
How
They don't ever
alpha?
talk
Quiet,
about that.
please.
He's got nuclear weapons. Nobody ever thinks about that.
He's a
And
dickhead.
eventually, maybe he'll use them, and maybe he hasn't been that threatening, but he does have that. Something we don't even like to talk about. Nobody likes to talk about it. But just so you understand, they sent her to negotiate peace before this war started. 3 days later, he went in and he started the war because everything they said was weak and stupid. They said the wrong things. That war should have never started. She was the emissary. They sent her in to negotiate with Zelensky and Putin. And she did. And the
I
war
love
started 3 days
no
later.
because I
And
love
that's
how
the kind of
Kamala
talent
Harris
we
is
have with
literally
her.
living
She's worse
out
than
the
Biden.
a
In my
real
opinion,
life
I think
version
he's
of
the worst
Veep.
president in the history of our country. She goes down as the worst
No,
vice
like, are y'all
president.
catching this? Yeah, she's essentially living out a real life version of Veep because, like, would that not be some shit they would get Selena on? You went to Russia and then they started a war.
Thank you. You did bring up something. You said she went to negotiate with Vladimir Putin. Vice President Harris, have you ever met Vladimir Putin? Can you clarify tonight?
Yet again, I said it at the beginning of this debate, you're going to hear a bunch of lies.
Also, I love how Veep
And that
predicted
is
the
enough.
first American female
When I
president
went
being
to
a former
meet with
vice president.
Zelensky, I've now met with him over 5 times.
Well,
That's
The
kind
reality
of
is
nuts.
it has been about
I mean,
standing as
it's
America
possible.
always should, as a leader upholding international rules and norms, as a leader.
Oh my
who
god,
shows
who actually
strength,
gives a fuck about
understanding that
this?
the alliances we have around the world are dependent on our ability to look out for
And
our
also,
friends
quiet as
and
kept,
not favor
Trump
our
might be
enemies
uniquely,
because
like,
you adore
only
strongmen
able to
instead
win
of
against
caring
women.
about democracy. And that is very
It
much
definitely
what is
helps.
at stake here. The President of the United
Yeah, it
States
doesn't
is
hurt.
commander-in-chief. And the American people have a right to rely on a president who understands the significance of America's role and responsibility.
Also, if Kamala Harris loses, they are never like putting anything except a white man as like the Democratic candidate ever again. Like, I want you lot to know. If
They might even run like Cheney with his like cyborg body.
Yeah, like if Kamala Harris loses,
Attention, American
they are
citizens.
never putting any non-white man. Then like they're just gonna run a white man forever. Like we're getting the 90s again if Kamala
He
Harris
said, I've
loses.
never seen. For years, we were paying almost all of NATO. We were being ripped off by European nations, both on trade and on NATO. I got them to pay up by saying.
See, at least he's talking about like the cost, because everyone is like irritated at blowing billions of fucking dollars on military
That's actually
shit.
why I'm actually happy he keeps doing it, because whenever Trump starts talking about the cost of NATO or the cost of this, like, and when it comes to NATO, do you know what he's doing? He doesn't know it, but he's sending shivers down the spine of every bureaucratic agency in Europe.
Any responsibility?
Yup.
Because they're all fucking funded by NATO.
I will tell you, I agree
So
with
if he
President
threatens
Biden's
their
decision
funding, guess what's going to
to
happen?
pull
A
out of
lot of
Afghanistan.
European countries will pull out of
4
NATO because it
presidents
will no longer be
said they would,
it will no
and
longer
Joe
be
Biden
like
did.
efficacious to them to stay in
And as
it.
a result,
And if a bunch of European
America's
countries pull out of
taxpayers
NATO,
are
NATO is
paying the
fucking
$300
finished.
million a day we were paying for that endless war. And as
Unlimited
of today,
blank
there is
upon
not
the
one
person.
member of the United
Jesus
States
Christ.
military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world.
It's a big night for JDPON posters.
But let's understand how
It
we
really is.
It's a big night. It's a big
Clear
night for.
vindication.
It's a big night for unending genocide posters, guys.
weakest deals you can imagine. He calls
It's a
himself
big night for
deal
first.
maker.
It's a big night for slammer posters, essentially.
It was a weak, terrible deal, and here's how it went down. He bypassed.
She's literally
the Afghan
talking like
government.
him.
He negotiated directly
It was
with
a weak,
terrorist
terrible deal.
organization called the Taliban. The negotiation involved the Taliban getting 5,000 Taliban terrorists released. And get this, and the president at the
pointing out their hypocrisy is
invited
pointless.
the Taliban to Camp David.
This is like the last thing she should be talking.
Significance for us as Americans.
Is she really trying to moralize Camp fucking David? You know the things that have been decided at Camp David?
We invite and receive respected world leaders. And this former president, as president, invited them.
That was probably her moment that was supposed to be like
because he
the
does
big
not
line.
again appreciate the role and responsibility of the president of the United States to be
Honestly,
commander-in-chief with a level of respect.
I'm about to say the most mean
And this
thing I
gets
could say
back
about
to
Kamala
the point
Harris.
of how he has consistently disparaged and demeaned
Yes.
She has
members
weak
of our
auntie
military,
energy.
fallen soldiers, and the work
True.
that we must do to uphold.
Yeah, she has very like. I thought it would be stronger,
of the United
but
States
it's
of America
only
around the world.
strong
President
in
Harris,
clipped
thank you. President
appearances.
Trump, your response to her saying that you
There's
began
not
the
enough drugs.
negotiations with the
Pump her
Taliban.
full of more drugs.
If you take a look
You know what I mean? She has very
More
weak
drugs.
aunt. We need more unhinged. We need more cackling. We need her. We need more animation.
And I got
I
involved.
think honestly think they probably
Il n'y a pas d'animé dans ici. Il n'y a pas d'animé dans ça. Ce n'est pas drôle. Ce n'est pas drôle. Il n'y a pas les juges. Il n'y a pas les juges. C'est quoi? C'est pas les faux. C'est pas les forts. Tu comprends ça? Il n'y a pas de force. C'est là. Yeah, it's just not there. You know what I mean?
We did have an agreement negotiated by Mike Pompeo.
It's just not there. I don't know, man.
How does Trump even remember these names? I do not remember these
We would have been
fucking
out
names.
faster than them, but we wouldn't have
Honestly.
lost the soldiers.
You remember
I like
people
I'll
fly
recognize
after
them.
Day.
Behind, and we would
Yeah.
have left
Yeah, it was literally a revolving door.
$85 billion worth of brand new, beautiful military equipment behind. And just to finish,
Brand new, beautiful
they
military
blew
equipment.
it. The agreement said you have to do this, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it. The agreement was terminated by us because
you can
they
sample that for a
didn't
beat. Someone
do
get on it.
what they were supposed to do.
I want to move
And
on.
these people did the
I
worst
wanna move on.
withdrawal.
Me too, bitch.
And in my opinion, the most embarrassing moment in the history
Oh,
of our
somebody
country.
said it's
And
strong
by the way,
against
that's why
protesters.
Russia
You know?
attacked Ukraine.
Yeah.
Because they saw how incompetent she and her boss are.
Like, where's the fire you use against
I wanna move on now
us?
to race and politics in this country.
You know?
Mr.
Oh,
President,
race
you
and
recently said of
politics?
Vice President Harris, quote, I didn't
Hold
know
on.
she
no.
was black.
Hold on, everybody
Oh,
shush.
no.
Everybody shush. Everybody
She
shush.
happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. I want to ask a bigger picture
Oh, this
question
is
here
a big
tonight.
one. Okay, hold on.
Why do you believe it's appropriate to weigh in on the racial identity of your opponent?
I don't, and I don't care. I don't care what she is. I don't care.
Based!
You make a big deal out of
Based! He
something. I couldn't
deflected
care
the
less.
shit out of that,
Whatever she wants to do is okay with me.
But those were your words, so I'm
I don't
asking.
know. I don't know. I mean, all I can say is,
You can't get him. There's no you
I'll
you
say
can
that.
never get him, bro.
I
He's
read
like
that
a
she's
made
eel.
of Teflon
and that's
and
okay. I
covered
know
in
what was
oil.
okay with me. That's up to her. That's up to her.
Vice President Harris, your thoughts on this?
The new Teflon Don.
I think it's. I mean, honestly, I think it's a
Bro, the way he
tragedy we
deflected that
have,
was
someone
masterful.
who
I can't believe
wants
it.
to be president who has consistently, over the course of his career,
And now she's gonna hand ring. What?
attempted
She's
to
gonna
use
hand ring.
race to divide the American people.
See?
You know, I do believe that the vast majority of us know that we have so much more in common than what separates us, and we don't want this kind of approach that is just constantly trying to divide us, and especially by race. And let's remember how Donald Trump started. He was land, he owned buildings, and he was investigated because he refused to rent property to black families.
Everybody
Let's
who's
remember,
had
this
this
is the
debate
same
with him.
individual
Everyone who's had.
who
Yes,
put
we
out
know
a
he's
full page ad
racist.
in the New York
Kamala,
Times
we know he's.
calling for the
That's not
execution
helping you. You're wasting
of
time.
5 young Black and Latino boys.
Yeah, no,
who
yeah,
were
we know about
innocent,
we
Central
know about
Park
them.
5
We know about the Central Park 5. But
took out a
oh
full
no,
page ad calling for their
bitch,
execution.
bitch, no you don't. Bitch, no you don't get to bring up the Central Park 5. No you don't get to bring up those fucking boys. How dare you? You fucking cop bitch. You fucking DA bitch. You would have been the one to throw them in the fucking pen if you were the fucking DA in New York. What the fuck is wrong with you? How dare you've thrown niggas in jail for similar situations. You Sorry, oh boy, no. It went from funny to making me mad quickly. I'm sorry, it went from funny to making me mad.
How we're going to invest in the aspirations and the ambitions and the dreams of the American people. Knowing that
for God's sake, by giving them tax breaks and nothing else.
Language their grandmother speaks, we all have the same dreams and aspirations and want a president who invest in those, not in hate.
Like, what is wrong with this woman?
President Trump, this is now your third time.
Like, we know Trump is a dickhead. We all know. If you are late to the party of Trump being a dickhead now, then there's no hope for you. But the thing about this debate, the purpose of this debate was for Kamala to show us that she deserves to take. Oh boy, Kamala deserves to show us that she deserves to take out this guy. You get me?
Wait, is he saying this as a part?
Guilty, they badly hurt a person, killed her. Bloomberg agreed with me. And I said, well, if they pled guilty, they badly hurt a person, killed a person ultimately. And if they pled guilty, then they pled, we're not guilty. But this is a person that has to stretch back years, 40, 50 years ago, because there's nothing now. I built one of the greatest economies in the history of the world, and I'm going to build it again. It's going to be bigger, better, and stronger.
Wow, did he really just deflect the Central Park 5 shit as well?
The economy is. Their oil policies, every single policy. And remember this.
Literally all he has to do is talk about the cost of living.
He's literally that like alpha particle gold foil thing with like a small minority of things bounce off, but most just go straight through with no effect.
Because inflation has made it so bad.
Wow.
That you can't get away with that.
Literally all he has to do is talk about inflation. That's
like,
it.
Bro, this whole thing.
Clearly,
oh god, this whole No, you are, bitch. Oh no, don't you dare say you're not.
Generation of leadership for our country.
It's hard to believe he's not a professional sometimes.
In what is possible,
honestly.
who brings a sense of optimism.
Well, it's because none of the fucking politicians are serious anymore. They're just bureaucrats. They don't know how to run.
The American people. I believe in what we can do to strengthen our small businesses, which is why I have a plan. Let's talk about our
Who gives a shit about them?
And let's compare the plans.
Certainly not myself.
I have a plan to give startups.
To be honest, they're just going to drive the prices up.
Tax deduction to pursue their ambitions, their innovation, their ideas, their hard work.
What innovation? What?
$6,000 for young
We're literally
families
behind the
for
world.
the first year of your child's life.
The innovation in question is how to scam more people on Etsy and Depop and shit.
I have a plan that is about allowing people to be able to pursue what has been fleeting in terms of the American dream by offering a help with down payment of $25,000 down payment assistance for first-time home buyers. That's the kind of conversation I believe, David.
Like these policies are so nothing.
As opposed to a conversation that is constantly about belittling and name-calling.
And then, like, during the debates is when they give the most, like, extreme version.
I'm not trying to be a doomer, y'all.
Let's turn to policy, please.
You know me. I always try to bring the general tenor of my whatever political shit I have. I always try to bring the general tenor of. Let's bring this down. Sorry. I always try to bring the general tenor of whatever conversation I'm having on here to bring it more positive. But like. This number one, this doesn't apply to any of the people outside of this country. But if you like me are in this country, the arc that you're in. The arc that you're in. If you are an intelligent person, the arc that you're in is to get yourself out. That is the arc we are all in. Please, because it's not gonna get any better. Whatever you're dealing with now is not going to be fixed. Whatever struggles you're having now, there is no institutional apparatus that will be produced to help change any of it.
come up with something,
And if you don't have the privilege of being a white person in this country, it's going to get inordinately more difficult for you to justify staying here very soon. So my only advice to all of the people who are watching me right now, and my only advice to anybody who ends up watching this like after I put it up, and this is the advice I give my real life friends all the time. Find somebody who loves you outside of here and leave. A lot of y'all have family. Go patch shit up with them. A lot of y'all have distant relatives. Go ask your auntie go ask your mom for your auntie's phone number. Because you can't be thinking about ending your life here. Because it will happen sooner than you think if you stay.
But let me just explain. I had a choice to make. Do I save it and make it as good as it can be, or do I let it rot? And I saved it. I did the right thing. But it's still never
in the meantime,
going
let's
to
have
be
fun
great,
making
and
fun
it's
of this
too
now.
expensive for people.
The posts
and
are
what
looking
we
bleak.
will
I mean,
do is
people,
we're looking at
people are
different
saying,
plans.
honestly,
If we
all I
can
know for
come up
sure is
with a plan
America's
that's going to
cooked. This
cost
shit is over.
our people,
It's over.
our
It's so
population,
over.
less money, and be better health care than
Oh, wow.
Obamacare, then I would absolutely do it. But until then,
Like,
I'd run it as good as it can be run.
I'm not the kind of person to just say, oh, shit's cooked and not give you something actionable. The actionable thing I can tell you to do, leave.
We come up with something. I would only change it if we come up with something that's better.
Imagine
and less
talking the way
expensive.
they talk in
And
like
there
an
are
interview for
concepts and
a real
options
job.
we have to do that, and you'll be hearing about it in the not too distant future.
Vice President Harris, in 2017, you supported Bernie Sanders' proposal to do away with private insurance and create a government-run healthcare system. 2 years later, you proposed a plan that included a private insurance option. What is your plan today?
Well, first of all,
Nothing.
I absolutely support, and over the last 4 years as vice president, private healthcare options. But what we need to do is maintain and grow the
So, yeah, you gotta
Affordable
make
Care
sure
Act.
you
But
keep those
I'll
private
get to that,
insurance
Lindsay. I just need to
companies.
respond to a previous point that the former president has made. I've made very clear my position
Just
on
glances
fracking,
over
and then this
fucking
business
healthcare.
about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away. So stop
Oh, are you
lying
fucking
about this
serious?
stuff. As it relates to the Affordable Care Act,
No
understand,
way, bro.
just look at the history to know where people stand. When Donald Trump was president, 60 times he tried to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. 60 times. I was a senator at the time when I will never forget the early morning hours when it was up for a vote in the United States Senate. And the late, great John McCain, who you have disparaged as being
McCain.
you don't like
One of
him,
his
you
best
said
lines
at
was
the
when he made
time
fun of him.
because he got caught. He
That
was
was
an
so
American
good.
hero.
That was
the
awesome.
late great John McCain, I will never forget that night. Walked onto the Senate floor and said, "No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't get rid of the Affordable Care Act. You have no plan." And what the Affordable Care Act has done
Trump-
is eliminate the
Trump attacks
ability
McCain.
of
I like
insurance
people who
companies to
weren't
deny
captured.
people with pre-existing conditions. I have to tell the people watching tonight, you remember what that was like? Remember when an insurance company could deny if a child had asthma, if someone was a breast cancer
McCain, the former
survivor,
Navy
if
pilot,
a
spent roughly
grandparent
5.5
had
years in the
diabetes?
notorious North Vietnamese
And
prison known as
thankfully,
the Hanoi
as
Hilton,
I've been vice
where he was
president and
repeatedly
we over the
tortured.
last
He
4
spent 2 of
years
those
have
years in
strengthened
solitary
the Affordable
confinement,
Care
and I
Act,
bet they didn't
we
do
have
enough.
allowed for the first
'Cause
time
look what he
Medicare
went
to
on to
negotiate
do.
drug prices on behalf of you, the American people. Donald Trump said he was going to allow Medicare to negotiate drug prices. He never did. We did. And now we have capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month. Since I've been vice president, we have capped the cost of prescription medication for seniors at $2,000 a year.
For
and
seniors.
when I
See,
am
it's always
president,
some caveat.
we will
It's
do
never
that
just
for all
like, you know.
people, understanding that the value I bring to this is that access to health care should be a right
sounds like
and
Jeb
not just
Bush.
a privilege of those who can afford it. And the plan has to be to strengthen the Affordable Care Act, not get rid of it.
Vice
Past his
President
prologue
Harris, thank
in terms
you.
of where Donald Trump stands on that.
I want to move to an issue that's important for a
You
lot
made
of
a mistake. At number one, John McCain fought Obamacare for 10 years. But it wasn't only him. It were all of the Democrats that kept it going. And you know what? We can do much better than Obamacare, much less money. But she won't improve private
wish he'd double down
insurance
on
for
McCain.
people, private medical insurance. That's another thing she doesn't want to get.
President
People
Trump-
are paying privately for insurance that have worked hard and made money, and they want to have private. She wants everybody to be on government insurance where you wait 6 months for an operation that you need immediately.
President Trump, thank you. We have another issue that we'd like to get to that's important for a number of Americans, in particular younger voters, and that's climate change. President Trump, with regard to the environment, we have to have clean air and clean water. Vice President Harris, you call climate change an existential threat. The question to you both tonight
and what are they
going to
do about it?
To fight climate change? And Vice President Harris, we'll start with you. 1 minute for you each.
Well, the former president has said
this question is a waste of time.
And what we know
for
is
anyone
that
watching,
it
I
is
cannot
very real.
stress
You
how
ask
fucked we are
anyone
in
who
climate.
lives in a state who has experienced these extreme weather occurrences, who now is
Like-
either being denied home insurance.
America could institute a Paris-style accord, full on. Everybody fucking stops emitting every kind of fucking. They could do that tomorrow, and it's already still too late. So anyway, we really are
By far.
cooked. We are cooked.
But
by
China,
that.
but China is vastly exceeding their quotas for renewable energy. So,
I mean, yeah. So we should just hope that they take over everything. But I'm not in the mood to do that. I'm not in, like I do that bit enough. I'm not in the mood to go over that bit again tonight.
We have created over 800,000 new manufacturing jobs while I have been vice president. We have invested in clean
everyone remember
energy
one of the
to
first
point that
questions
we
in this
are
debate was
opening
about
up
fracking, and they
factories
both
around the world.
They
Donald
both
Trump
said they wanna
he was
do
going
it.
to create manufacturing
So-
jobs. He lost manufacturing jobs. And I'm also proud to have the endorsement of the United Auto Workers and Sean Fain,
and how great it
who
is.
also know that part of building a clean energy economy includes investing in American-made products, American automobiles. It includes
oh my god, the fucking
Oh my
cars! I'm so
God,
sick
bro.
of
around
American
American
fucking cars.
manufacturing and opening up auto plants, not closing them like happened under Donald Trump.
Vice President Harris, thank you.
That didn't happen under Donald
Yeah, give
Trump.
more
Let me
fucking
just tell you,
subsidies
they
to
lost
Tesla.
10,000 manufacturing jobs this last month. It's going, they're all leaving. They're building big auto plants in Mexico, in many cases owned by
Viva
China.
Mexico!
They're building these massive plants, and they think they're going to sell their cars
wish I
into
could
the
go to
United
North
States
Carolina.
because of these people. What they have given to
Sorry,
China
I should
is
stop thinking out loud.
unbelievable. But we're not going to let that. We'll put
that
tariffs on those cars so they
a
can't come
location
into
of
our
interest?
country, because they will kill the United
yeah.
Auto Workers and any auto worker, whether it's in Detroit
And
or
you
South
probably know
Carolina
why.
or any other
I'm not-
place.
I don't wanna get
what
into all
they've
of that.
done to business and manufacturing in this country is horrible. We have nothing because they refuse.
I know there's $6,000
Biden doesn't
buried
go
under a
after
tree
people
somewhere
because
in North
supposedly
Carolina.
China paid him millions of
And how
dollars.
do
He's
you know
afraid
this?
to do it. Between him and his son, they get
Information.
all this money
I don't
from
know which
Ukraine.
tree, though.
They get all this money from
Good
all
for
of
you.
these different countries,
This
and then
is
you
the-
wonder
this is
why
the
is he
reason.
so loyal
Don't-
to this
don't
one,
laugh
that
too
one,
loud.
Ukraine, China. Why is he? Why did he get $3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow's wife? Why did she pay him $3.5 million? This is a crooked administration, and they're selling our country down the
He dropped a
tubes.
President Trump, thank you.
We'll be right back with closing statements from both of our candidates. An historic
thank
night
God,
as
we're
ABC
almost
News
done.
presidential debate from Philadelphia. Back in a moment.
I hope they're not going to give him like more than 2 minutes.
Honestly.
The
Like,
ABC
what of
News
substance has been
presidential
said the
debate
whole
will
time?
Continue after this.
Oh, we get another break? Thank God. I can go refill my water bottle. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
And roll again. Just kicked my computer by accident.
Don't we all? What are these fucking ads?
Seriously.
Is this Baywatch or
Is that
something?
Baywatch? Baywatch?
I think it is.
We're literally in a different decade.
Everything's nostalgia right now, I guess. Why is there yeah. Why are there fucking documentaries about like every show from 10 years ago now?
Well, presumably because of the absolutely insane production processes that went into them. I mean,
Yeah, and half of them are run by pedophiles.
literally, yeah. Did they mention oil pipelines at one point?
Yes, and they said they love it. They
Yeah.
talked about how like each of them is gonna go even harder on it than the other.
It's literally over.
Literally all they offer is just doing the same thing that is currently happening, like just extending the status quo. Neither of them have anything new to offer at all. Like even the abortion section, it's like, okay, let's think what they're proposing practically.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kamala wants to continue the Biden policy, which is doing nothing, and Trump wants to support the popular sovereignty shit, which is currently the legal status quo. Like both of them just want the same norm to continue and to do nothing. We'll just talk about it differently as presidents.
Okay.
I think they should have had Jill Stein in, but they just shouldn't have let her speak at any point. Ever sit in
They had a live Jill reaction.
Yeah, live. Literally keep her in like a lower right corner. Yeah.
What the hell are these ads? Why is it on Hulu? Oh, you know what? ABC probably has some like stakes in Hulu or something.
I think Taylor Swift is finally
Falling
coming
off.
into her downfall, yeah.
I really hope so. That'll be associated with the Biden years in a very distinctive way.
Mm. And Paris Hilton made some new music, so clearly the clock is ticking backwards.
Oh God.
What's the chat saying? We are nostalgic from when we didn't know any better, and now we in this shit. I mean,
I love seeing posts saying like it's over from like 2015 because it was bad, but like they had no idea.
Oh,
yeah,
they didn't. They really
it can always get worse.
They really did have no idea. It's really hilarious. Oh goodness.
Seems like documentaries are the big thing recently too.
It's always been one of America's favorite ways to deliver misinformation.
Yeah, it's like right now the current style is like half documentary, half reality TV, and it's usually like in the form of some kind of expose. Like I said about like old shows and shit.
The
I know.
Republican National Convention. I'm Rachel Scott. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
Live from the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here again, David Muir.
Philadelphia? I thought we were in Atlanta.
Welcome
No,
back
it's
tonight.
Philadelphia.
The time has come for closing statements, and Vice President Harris, we begin with you.
God.
So I think you've
Closing
heard
statements.
tonight
Finally, I can
two
go back to
very
Wukong after this.
different visions for our country. One that is focused on the future, and the other that is focused on the past. And an attempt to take us back.
How are you focused on the future?
But we're not going back. And I do believe that the
Is she gonna use the
American
unburdened
people know
line?
we
Bitch,
all
how are
have
we
so
not
much
going
more in
back?
common than what
You're
separates us.
advocating for the
And we
same
can
things that
chart
the guy
a
who's
new
currently
way
president is
forward.
advocating for. You
And
know, the guy
a
who's been
vision of
president for
that
4
includes
years back.
having a plan.
Niggas are really
Understanding
treating it
the
like, you know what I hate about
aspirations,
this election?
the hopes.
The Democrats are trying to treat it like the last 4 years didn't happen. Like Biden has not been president. That's what they're trying to do. And it really pisses me off, bro.
In new families. In
If
what
they
we
just
can
let
do
him have
to
Trump have a
protecting
second term, they
seniors.
wouldn't have this
What
issue.
we can do that
Yeah,
is
exactly.
about
Just like you, they, at this point, they should have just let him have a second term. Because that way he couldn't even run again.
In what
Yeah.
we can do together. That is about sustaining.
Because guess what happens?
America's standing in the world.
Guess what happens
end
if
America.
guess what happens if Kamala actually wins? There's a very strong chance that he does try to come back again.
We have the most lethal
Yo.
fighting force in the world. I will be a
It's one thing
president
that
that will
clearly
protect
motivates
our
him, it's
fundamental
spite.
rights and freedoms, including the right of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have
What
her
the fuck are you
government
gonna do about
tell her what
that?
to do. I'll tell you, I started my career as a prosecutor. I was the DA.
The one thing
I was an
America
attorney
is the
general,
most
a
blessed
United
for
States senator, and now vice president.
is
I've
to
only
not
had one
have
client,
a Republican
the people.
candidate
And I'll tell you,
who
as
has
a
picked up on all the
prosecutor,
stuff
I
Trump has
never
picked up
asked
on,
a
but like
victim
presents
or
more
a
like
witness,
Matthew
are you a
McConaughey.
Republican or a Democrat?
Because
The
if
only
that
thing I've ever
happens,
asked
this
them,
country is
are you
fucked.
okay? And that's
He's
the
already
kind of
looking
president
for a
we need
successor,
right
but he
now.
Cause
hasn't had
no,
much.
Someone
I
who
mean,
cares
if he
about
can
you and is
find
not
a
putting
guy
themselves
who's
first.
strong, handsome,
I
and white,
intend to be a president
it's
for all
fucked for this
Americans.
country.
And
Megan
focus
McCain
on
tweeted,
what we
"Seeing
can
all
do
these
over the
extreme
next 10 and
progressives suddenly
20
become Dick Cheney
years
fans
to
is
build
objectively
back up our
hilarious."
country by investing right
Like,
now in you, the American
I'm telling you, if there
Extreme.
is a guy, if there's a guy who
Thank
looks
you,
like
President
Matthew
Trump.
McConaughey, who goes on
So
the
she just
Republican
started
ticket
by
and is saying
she's
the
gonna
exact
do
same
this,
things
she's gonna
Trump
do
is saying,
that,
this
she's gonna
country is
do all
over.
these wonderful things. Why
This
hasn't
country is
she done
over.
it?
That's
She's
really
been
all
there
it
for
is, because you
3.5
do know how
years.
aesthetics run this
They've
place
had
is.
3.5 years to fix the border. They've
So
had
all
3.5
it has
years
to, all it needs is a
create
nicer
jobs and
rapper.
all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it? She should leave right now, go down to that beautiful White House, go to the Capitol, get everyone together and do the things you want to do, but you haven't done it, and you won't do it because you believe in
easiest
things
line
that
of
the
attack
American people
imaginable.
don't believe in.
And
You
it's like,
believe in
I'm
things like-
sorry, y'all, but he's cooking. I'm so
We're
sorry.
not going to take fossil fuel. We're not going
I
to.
can't even hold, bruh.
Whether you like it or not. Germany tried that, and within 1 year they were back to building normal energy plants. We're not ready for it.
Calling
We
them
can't
normal is wicked
sacrifice
work.
our
That's such a
country
good one.
for the sake of bad vision. But I
They've
just
had the
ask one
fucking
simple
like
question.
gigantic,
Why
like monstrous
do it?
fucking
We're a
machines tearing up
failing
the
nation.
countries.
We're a nation that's in
All right,
serious decline.
trending
We're being
in
laughed
the
at
U.S.
all
right
over the
now
world.
on
All
Twitter.
over the world they laugh. I know the
She
leaders
is
very well.
Biden
They're coming
trending.
to see me.
Cut
They
his mic,
call me.
all caps,
We're
trending.
Cut his mic. Yeah, because he's cooking, dog.
We're not a leader. We don't have any
Cut his
idea
mic.
what's going on.
Cut his
We
mic.
have
LOL.
wars going on in the Middle East. We have wars
Moderators
going on
is trending with hundreds of
Russia
thousands
and
of
Ukraine.
tweets.
We're going to end up in a third world
Cooked is
war, and
trending
it'll be a
all
war
caps
like
with
no other
100,000.
nuclear weapons, the
Concepts
power of
also
weaponry.
trending.
I rebuilt
Springfield,
our entire
Central Park
military.
5,
She gave
bias.
a
Oh
lot
God,
of
this is
and
not. This is
tailored.
not a
to
good.
the Taliban.
This is not a good
She
night.
gave it to
Someone said
Afghanistan.
Trump versus
What
3 because
these
it's the
people
2.
have
Oh my
done to
God,
our
that's so
country.
crazy.
The toughest
Oh
Trump versus
no.
what?
Trump versus 3 because of the 2 commentators.
Oh my God.
Destroying our country.
Why is
The
Meet the
worst
Grams
president,
trending?
The worst vice president in the
Where
history
is our
Oh,
president?
'cause-
Is trending.
President Trump, thank you. And that is our ABC.
I think Meet the Grams is
presidential
trending
debate
is
from here
because
in Philadelphia at the National
Kendrick's
Constitution
gonna
Center.
perform
I'm Lindsay
for
Davis.
the
I'm
half.
David
Yeah,
Muir. Thank you
Super
for
Bowl,
watching
yeah.
here in the U.S. and all over the world and from all
Like
of us
someone
here
said,
at
obviously
ABC
he can't
News.
call Drake a pedophile during the thing because they won't let him, but he can hold the microphone out and let 80,000 people do it for him.
And we are here live on ABC with our post-debate comments.
All right, let's see what they say after this. I hope it's just like dead silence staring at the camera.
Yeah.
Oh please, let me choke on water and die. Please, hurry, he let me die.
Fiery. Wow.
No, she didn't let me die.
Wow. That
It opened with wow.
Lively debate.
And I'm Jonathan
Lively
Carter,
debate.
of
What?
course, Mary Bruce and Rachel Scott.
Historic fight. What the fuck? Did we watch the same shit? They used to like fill the air with like, oh, wasn't that worth watching?
What's in the cooked tag?
Across the news debate because it was quite a moment.
So that's it, yeah? Are we done? Can I go back to Wukong
Yeah.
now, please? Fucking hell, mate.
Hold on, let's see what they say.
Quite a moment. First of all, 'cause we hadn't seen
Yeah, they're just like
Oh,
filling the
who
air with
cares?
stupid bullshit. Yeah.
Not only
cares
did
about
she
this moment?
initiate it, she walked over to him and sought him out, put the hands out, and also.
I
gave
love the things
first
they act
hand.
like
And probably had a
Yeah.
plan if he hadn't.
matter.
I mean, it's ABC. What do you
So,
expect?
so more at the bottom line. What do you
I think clearly what
Kamala Harris wanted to do was be
Someone
the
said
candidate
honey
of-
come out cooked when
the
she told people to go to.
candidate
I
of the
hate that.
future.
I can't say that
Donald
on here.
Trump seemed angry within 4 minutes. I
To
think
quote
we
Marianne
saw
Williamson,
him going
to
from-
quote Marianne
from
Williamson,
very
I
serious
can't
at the
say, but
beginning,
it begins
never
with
really
F.
seemed to
Anyway,
Yeah.
bono this. Bono
Cigarettes.
that. Bono that rubbish. Bono this rubbish. Bono this fucking useless rubbish. We're going back to Wukong, boys. Go, hold on. Let me switch the window for you lot in the call. Yeah, no, we're going back to Wukong, boys. Let me bring Wukong's volume back. There we go. Up to here. Kamala, God is not what you think it is. I would know. Cracking up. I caught it. We put it in a hole. A hole. Every day it grows more. It grows more translucent. We can tell if it's evaporating. What? But still, you pray to it. Biden confused about why you pay for lollipops at the store, but they're free at the doctor's office. That's such a capturing the moment ass like.
It's great. It's great.
That captures the moment very eloquently. I won't lie.
People are saying shit like, I guess the cat cooked itself. Who cares?
Hey,
I really like the thing is, even if Haitians were catching and cooking cats, you should keep your cat in the house.
Demi, if you're listening, all you have to do is send me an emoji, and I will leave this stream and talk to you instead. I'm just if you're watching the stream, I'm just putting that out there for you. Anyway. Oh, I should have said Midori. LOL. No one's gonna remember the name I just said, regardless.
You forgot I never forget anything.
Regardless, yeah. Midori, if you're listening, just message me outside of here.
Let's say definitely highlight was probably transgender operations on illegal immigrants in prison. That was pretty good. What else? What was another great moment? Spheres of Terror. I love the Spheres of Terror.
Oh, why am I here? I should be advancing the game. I should be playing the game in front of my. I should be like actually playing the game in front of my stream instead of just doing what I do, which is go to earlier levels and just farm.
Steven Wings. It's already happening. I've just been on Twitter. It's god awful. Because honestly, neither one of them did particularly great here.
No.
Of course, Trump looked insane, but that's literally, I mean, no one expected, like, that's his baseline. It was actually quite normal compared to a baseline Trump. I mean,
oh my
Kamala proposed nothing of note.
Of course she proposed nothing of note. It wasn't for her to propose anything of note. Like, honestly, in the words of my dad, low-key, this was for her to advocate to a base that she imagines she has, and he said that in a positive way. I'm saying that in the way that like it really manifests. She imagines she has this base. She doesn't. The base she actually has is thoroughly disgusted and unenthused by her performance tonight.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
She thinks there's like already a base that Biden has that she can inherit.
Yeah,
I kind of want to put on a Hassan stream to listen to what he's got to say about this. But like,
yeah, let's see what Hassan has to say. We'll see if it'll be something interesting or if it'll be some classic.
It'll probably,
stuff.
yeah. It'll just be cope.
The stream is gonna see the Wukong, but I'll switch it to Hassan for you lot.
All right.
I'm just gonna play.
He's literally live streaming to two different groups right now. Oh yeah, just what I want to know. I want to see what the Twitter account Pop Crave has to say about this. Shut up.
Jesus Christ.
So then we're gonna.
Stupid. This is like another Israel-style situation where she is directly at odds with the fucking broader electorate. Okay, like directly at odds.
I just want everyone to know, no matter what happens, I believe bringing more Haitians into the country might be one of the only ways we can save
Wait, he's spitting, guys. He's spitting.
To see what he has to say.
Certainly, and you couldn't get any different than this. The reinstitution
I'm not watching
versus
this.
Wade, what was the law of the land for 52 years. You saw this in there, and him pushing back to the states. She's exactly right. It's people like Amanda in Texas, which everybody saw on the stage in Chicago, nearly bleeding out, having sepsis twice because she can't get the care. She's been absolutely clear on this. Everything Donald Trump said, that is untrue. The clarity of this is
he should take his shirt off.
You have roads, you have the protections in place where
he's
make their own decisions with their health care
Isn't that enough for you? You thirsty individual.
I'm not thirsty. There's just not much else to look at.
Oh shit, we gotta see this one.
Joining us now, Senator Vance,
fucking
thank you for joining
loser.
us.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.
So,
Oh my God, he does look terrible. Whoever did his Botox.
Donald Trump was asked if he would veto.
I'm so serious. Look at his forehead; it doesn't move.
There's some ruthless
What?
to
Didn't
him.
answer the question. Suggested.
He deserves it.
Oh, JD
I guess that
Vance?
he wouldn't.
Yeah.
And then it was pointed out that you, in fact,
Nor do his
said
eyebrows,
not
by the
that
way, which is
long
why
ago
I
that
say
he
they
would
fucked up his
veto
Botox.
a national abortion
JD Vance
ban.
looks
Can you
like the kind of guy you'd
explain
like see on the
mix-up
sex
there?
offender registry on like the page
Well, I think
after
the
scrolling
president's
through
been
for a
very
while.
clear that he doesn't want a national abortion ban. I think in some ways he finds the question a little bit ridiculous because why are we asking him about legislation that's never going to
Also, he talks like Richard Spencer.
and why he would veto it or not veto it when he says
Did you
very
see Richard
explicitly
Spencer
that
has
he
turned
doesn't
into
support
like
a
I
national
don't even know what to
abortion
call
ban,
that.
and he
Like,
wants these
Yeah, he's like
policies
a
made by the
weird
states,
like
but
Pope
I think
no
there's a
matter who,
deeper
like
and
liberal.
issue here in
denazification
this
of
debate,
Richard
which is that
Spencer was
you had
quite
Wait,
strange.
Richard Spencer's
It
not
happened
Nazi
around
anymore?
2020.
No,
No, he's a liberal now. It
platitude
happened in
after platitude.
2020.
No, there's
The
no
American
way.
people can't pay
Yeah,
their
it's
grocery
actually
bills
crazy.
on platitudes.
There's no,
Put
no, he's
their
still a
kids in
Nazi.
house
He
on
just figured out a new
platitudes, and
route.
Kamala Harris had a
No,
lot
no,
to
it's like
say,
it's. I mean,
but
don't get me
very
wrong. He's
little
not like
actual
great or anything, but
substance
he's genuinely
for
like
how
goes
she's
through
gonna
shit
lower
like
grocery prices,
liberal
secure
panic
the
about
border,
like
and make housing
how the
more
fascists
affordable in
are
this country.
here.
She's been the vice president.
Yeah,
for
oh, he
years.
should know. He used to be one of them.
Yeah,
He
it's
used to be
very
one.
strange.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's like I would know. Like
Yeah, he's got an audience too.
Yeah,
they eat it up.
By the way, had you spoken to him about
I
it before
refuse to
you
believe
were put in a
American
position to
politics
answer
is
that
real,
question?
dog.
No, I hadn't spoken to him about it because, again, Donald Trump thinks the question is absurd because he doesn't support a national abortion ban, and he's been explicit about it. And, John, I think that it's so preposterous for the media to focus so much on an issue where Donald Trump has been crystal clear and not on the fact that
I love how they
people
talk about
can't
him like
afford
he's a
groceries
prophet.
and housing because of Kamala Harris's policies. This election is actually quite simple, and Kamala Harris and apparently the media would like
Apparently
to
Joe
distract
Stein has
Americans
leads over
on
Kamala
issues, by
among
the way, that
Muslim
Donald
voters in
Trump's
Michigan,
been crystal
Wisconsin,
clear
and
about.
Arizona.
They're not talking
Not
about
surprising.
Springfield, Ohio.
Not surprising and also very troubling for the
Americans are
Democrats.
struggling because they can't
Yup.
afford groceries, they can't
I
afford
mean, clearly they're not giving a fuck about it.
Trump didn't do that, you fucking dumbass. You fucking loser. You goddamn nerd.
Country, John, and we could do so much better if we just had better leadership. We've got the best workers, the most beautiful country, the best
What's the son's Twitter
resources,
look like?
but Kamala Harris's leadership is squandering the great benefits of this country. It's why we've got to get back
Senator-
to Donald Trump's leadership.
Senator, by the way, I asked because he hadn't been crystal clear and he said something different than
This
what
game
you
lets
said.
you be
That's
so
why I was
cool.
seeking clarification. But let me ask you about this. We're just very quickly. I heard Donald Trump before this debate describe Kamala Harris as, I'll just read a few of them, a low IQ individual, somebody who doesn't have the mental capacity to be president, really dumb,
Why is
unable
Hassan
to put
metrosexual
two sentences together.
He's
Is
always
that
been.
you
What
saw
are you
on
talking
stage,
about?
tonight?
Like Hassan.
No, it's way more since like
Way worse
2020.
now.
I feel like, well, then people's style evolves. People just grow. They grow more comfortable in their communities, in their expression of sexuality. Plus, he's at the forefront of, like, you know, being around the most libbed up people. So even if he's the most hit man ever, he's gonna end up having a more metrosexual outlook.
The big thing now for those types is to dress like a Muppet a little bit.
Refuses to do and
Yeah.
has no ability to do is to say,
Low-key.
I accomplished lower prices because she didn't, or I
His forehead is
accomplished
literally
lower housing prices
paralyzed.
because she didn't, or I secured the southern border because she didn't do that. She has failed as vice president, and the fundamental question
Is he still wearing?
He's
I'm
so
playing
boring.
the game, so I don't know. But like, is he still wearing eyeshadow?
Thank you for joining us, man.
It looks like
One
it.
thing both sides can agree on, this was a consequential night in this race. More reaction.
It was not a consequential night. What are you talking about?
I said, if the goal for tonight was to simply demonstrate for the Harris campaign, was to simply demonstrate competency and remind people how narcissistic and incompetent Trump is. She put up LeBron numbers, but the goal tonight was to also get voters enthusiastic about voting for Harris. On that front, progressive policies would help. I said 8.5 out of 10. That's
We
my
all
assessment
know
of
Trump's
Harris.
narcissistic, though. She
Yeah.
was
As far as Trump's
she spent
performance,
most of the
it's like-
debate preaching
like,
to the
you're saying
choir.
what to what?
She spent most of the debate preaching to the choir, and the rest of the debate being an absolute Republican.
It was.
All right,
Like, yeah,
chat,
I mean, Biden
chat
is
says
like
everyone online is
historic. That's
gassing
like
the moderator.
once in a lifetime failure, right? I mean,
What do
you
y'all
have to
think?
drop out. That's how bad.
They did surprisingly well at controlling them.
they
Also,
did
neither
put-
one of them wanted to be there, so
He
Yeah.
ate
It's
every
very
bait.
obvious.
didn't have to do that much.
They did
He
their
was
jobs.
disheveled.
I'll say that.
He
Yeah, they did their
literally
job.
leaned
Yeah.
into like all of the
And they
worst
kept it under
things
control
that-
for
all
months.
of the worst things that people point to him about. And he even leaned into like all the issues that he should be avoiding like that cost him like
They both
that cost
did.
him the midterms even. Like cost the Republican Party the midterms like
They both
losers.
did the shit that would cost
Bro,
them
he
shit.
said at one point nobody on the other side even died on January 6th. The other side was your Congress. Okay?
Yeah, and the cop.
Like, and Mike Pence and cops, Capitol Police. Like, what the fuck are you saying? It's like only Ashley Babbitt died. Nobody on the other side even died. It's like that's
Oh my God, I
crazy,
forgot
man.
about that
That's an insane thing to say.
Who gives a shit about
Like,
it anymore?
I often talk about how silly it is, like how much hyper focus like
January
liberals put
6th,
on January
presumably
6th.
last century.
And that's, I think, part of the reason why it's like
refers.
reflected
Whoa,
well
whoa,
on
whoa,
like,
whoa.
Trump is a threat to democracy. Why? Because that's the key thing that Democrats can't shut the fuck up about, right? So obviously it's going to be reflected in the polls to a certain degree. I wish they would have that same energy for immigration in terms of counter messaging, but they don't because they're fucking stupid. Anyway,
Because they're
but,
conservative too.
But like ultimately Trump just keeps bringing back. It would be like if Kamala Harris did the Joe Biden thing, regularly bringing up how like, I don't know, undocumented migrants are like doing rapes or something. You know what I mean? Like it's akin it's akin to that.
Yeah, the healthcare stuff I was gonna say before we got to the walls and van stuff. Like it's always kind of frustrating me because like during the and the moderators did a better point of bringing this up than like honestly Kamala did. During the Trump era, during his presidency, he reached his lowest points in like approval over his tax bills and over Obamacare. Those were really, really unpopular. Obamacare is like broadly like a consensus kind of bill.
Yeah.
Like Obama himself is very popular. I mean, I get like kind of the like saying, oh, we're gonna expand and protect the Affordable Care Act, but like it's like the exact opposite of how they push on immigration, where like they're
More than
totally
60%
and
of likely
reactive about
voters
it.
said the next
You could make
president should
healthcare
represent a
into
major
big issue
change
this
from
election.
Mr. Biden,
That
but
would
only
be really
25%
helpful
said
for
the vice
you.
president
Like, you
represented that
could,
change, while
like,
53% said Trump
like
did.
you could like talk about how Trump has concepts of a plan or whatever, and how like you want to do a
He's
public
managed to
option.
recapture
You could
a
force
little
this
bit of
and
the
make like, the issue
2016
better on
energy.
your terms. Don't make it just the thing that's
Just
about
by
like
being
like the immigration and the
Here's what
economy.
proposing.
Make this like be assertive, like change it like to be about what you want it to be about. But like they just have a fundamentally reactive and like reactionary like perspective towards it that doesn't like work. Like it's just like very passive.
Yeah, I genuinely cannot comprehend how he like failed to be normal on immigration, a strong suit, and like didn't even
Commentary
talk
doesn't
about
matter because the debate didn't matter.
like didn't even talk about the economy.
Yeah.
Like he rarely talked about the economy.
Neither of them
that
did
entire-
really.
Yeah.
The whole point of
He
Trump
literally
was
brought
to
it
be
up as like his
moderate,
main thing.
right? Like
He
was
just
to
didn't make it a
seemingly
huge
look
thing.
normal.
No, like
Yeah.
they
More
did.
normal than
They
you've
did
ever
the
seen
thing
him
that they
before. That's what
always
his,
do
like,
in American
advisors
elections.
keep fucking
They
telling him.
just
and they're
talked
like,
around the
don't
economy.
attack Kamala Harris on race and stuff. Like, just be a little bit more normal. You know what I mean? Be a little bit more normal. Maybe you can pick up. Maybe you can pick up some fucking
Be more normal. Solid
voters
advice.
on the sidelines. You know what
Such
I mean? Like a lot of people are angry about the economy. Like, you're beating Biden on the economy. You're beating
Someone
Kamala
did the
Harris on
Chad
the
face
economy.
eyebrow raised
And it's
emoji on the
crazy
TV,
that,
and it's
like,
a really good picture.
he just could not take a fucking deep breath and just be a goddamn adult. And he just he insisted on eating every fucking bait possible. Incredible.
Yeah, it's the worst time for him because the momentum was kind of shifting in his favor. You had the
It probably still is.
polling moving towards
Yeah.
more being about how Kamala
Not at all.
doesn't have a plan, how like she doesn't have.
This is
like,
hardly
any
an
real
L for
clear
Trump. I mean, he
policies,
wasn't.
how she didn't inspire confidence at the
Wasn't
DNC.
his
And there
greatest
were some
hits, but-
inklings of him getting towards that point where he like.
I mean,
having
all he
Jamie
had to
Dimon
do
where
was
she just
point
said
out,
she
like,
only has platitudes,
that she's gonna do the
which
same
I
shit
think
as
is a real
Biden.
problem for her, and she did that a little bit during the debate where she really didn't have too many like specific points, but he totally made it about
Say that
himself. He
again.
talking about fucking like I don't even know who Abdul is. I don't even know who that is.
I know who it is. That's the funny story. He's the fucking Taliban chief, right? Trump literally actually.
Guy who's the head of the Taliban.
No, he evac'd him out of a Pakistani prison and brought him to the United States of America, which is why it's really funny when he just keeps saying like, oh, I sent him a photo of his house. It's like, no, dog, you took him out of jail. Like, he was in prison, okay? He was in prison. You got him released from prison and you brought him to Camp David. You did not send him a picture of his house unless you showed the photo of the Pakistani prison he was in. So that's like another thing. That's another lie that he loves repeating for some reason.
It's an insane reference, but that moment reminded me of that YouTube video where he plays like Call of Duty with Walt Jr. Like, people who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. But like when he said like, I got your house, like it sounded like he talks to him.
Apparently Taylor Swift just endorsed Kamala Harris on Instagram.
Oh my god.
It's Joe.
What a shocker.
It's fucking Joe.
She's getting a news cycle from him.
Has anyone seen Joe Biden alive lately?
Is it Jover? Is it happening?
Maybe the body double.
No, she didn't. You guys are such liars, dude. What the fuck?
No, she did. She did. It's on her Instagram.
Oh, she did. She said register to vote. Like many of you, I watched the debate tonight. If you haven't already, now's a great time to do your research on issues at hand and stance these candidates take.
Childless fat lady. It's over.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's the picture of her with a cat.
Oh my god.
He's gonna beat Don Jr. with a shoe
Bro,
over
all
this.
it took was for her to fucking hug a Trump supporter and then have like the entire Swifties on Twitter rip her ass and be like, you only cared about politics when your career was failing. She was like, no, I'm sorry.
Wait, Taylor
Actually,
Swift
I love
posted about
politics. It's my
politics?
favorite
Oh,
thing to do.
Gives a shit, seriously.
Big day for the most annoying
Undecided
people.
until she watched the debate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're already pissed off because
Recently,
I
I
don't know.
was
She
made aware
like
that
went
AI
to
of
public
me
nurse
falsely
anyway.
endorsing Donald Trump's presidential run was posted to
It's
the
fucking
site.
nice.
It's the most-
Recently you were made aware. Sure.
It's the most nothing political post too. It's just the one where they still get engaged and
AI and
vote.
the danger of spreading misinformation.
Yeah.
Brought me to the conclusion I need to be very
Whatever.
transparent about my actual plans for this
All
election.
the
as a voter.
celebrities have been
The
doing
simplest
that
way to
since like
combat misinformation
2008.
is the truth. I will be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the 2024 presidential election. I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them. I think she's a steady-handed, gifted leader,
Oh,
and
no,
I
man,
believe we
she's-
can accomplish
she's
so much more in this country if we're
Harris,
led by
support
calm
her.
and not chaos. Damn, she's even doing the PR moves. Like she
leave
did
it
watch
on
that
this
debate, or
image
at least
for a
the-
bit.
Her fucking PR
While I
people watched
do
that
other
debate. Let me tell
things
you.
and while I
Whoever-
look at the chat.
Yeah.
Composed
They
this
said we're
for
getting
her.
on the. We're backing.
Did a
This is
pretty
like the
decent
best
job.
indicator for like Kamala like so far because they are not going to back her ass.
To be honest, she
So,
probably
like,
has a
you know,
better
she's,
PR
like, a
office
clear
than
shot to
Kamala.
win. Like she was not endorsing Biden, but Biden was leading by like 10 in the polls.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like the Waffle House Index, you know what I mean? for predicting
did that.
elections. Like people will look at like Polymarket or whatever or like betting odds, but like
Yeah.
this is the
Oh,
real.
I'm gonna
This is the
head
real
out, watch a movie.
careful, considered,
I'm gonna head out because I have
fucking
to write an essay.
careful and considered,
Oh, God.
calculated decision maker here.
Yeah, I don't know
okay?
if I can watch these people cope about the
It's so
debate
hard to-
anymore.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's
she
kind of,
liked
it's kind of.
it.
I thought it was gonna be.
Yo, she
This is okay. I've just been listening because I didn't want to like be too, forward about my thoughts yet. So I've just been listening kinda to what's going on.
And I've made my choice.
Yeah, no, like I'm kind of disappointed in Hassan's analysis here. Like he's giving her more credit than she's due. He's giving her more credit than she's due. He's approaching this from a perspective of like
This was it for me.
really like
I heard Kamala Harris is going to
how can I
combat
put
Iran,
this?
no matter what.
Of cope, like you guys are saying.
Yeah.
Just cope. Really, it's just that's the best word for it. Honestly, like you guys were right in saying that. Like it's just a perspective of like, this is the candidate we've got. He can't, in good conscience, with his connections and with his position in the American media sphere, say anything against the Democratic candidate, because if he does, he's actively corralling a large number of people away from the Democratic Party, and it's in the material interest of a lot of people who are liberal and left-leaning in this country for Kamala Harris to win this election. So on a pure like utilitarian level, that's probably the real angle he's pushing from.
No, I mean, I think he sees himself as like a shepherd here in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
His heart does not need to
he's
be in it.
He's trying to be he's trying to be responsible with his audience or with his reach, because he knows if he spoke more out of turn, you know, in about these politicians the way they deserve to be spoken about, like a lot of other people would speak like that, you know. And that's the last thing that they need in an election against Donald Trump.
They both fucked up. They could have gotten my vote.
But like, aren't people tired of every election being the most important election? So we need to make the concessions for this election.
He endorsed a duopoly. He endorsed the Democrats.
Like,
we don't need to kill ourselves. Is what we need to do.
Yeah. It's been the same shit since 2012, over and over.
I was like, damn, Jesse, what the fuck?
It wasn't even like, oh, I'm like, oh, these guys are like the lesser of two evils.
And nothing.
Like DNC, like talking points. He's talking like a line on.
Yeah, a lot of.
We all laughing at. I turned the stream off for saying something. Did you say something funny?
No, I'm gonna send. Hold on, I'll send it in the thing.
We're watching Salty Bet.
No,
fuck this election shit. Fuck this election shit. We're watching Salty Bet.
Can we get a Haitian president?
Who y'all bet? All right, everybody, get your bets ready. Get your bets ready. It's Goku. It's Goku Ascended versus Guerrilla Warfare. Everybody, they about to get it cracking. Who you lot got? Who you lot got? Oh my god. Oh my god, they just packed Goku up immediately. Oh my god, everybody, they just packed Goku up in a fucking moment. What's he gonna do in the second round? Okay, is Goku able to make it? No, Guerrilla Warfare still collecting him. Oh my god. Oh, no. Goku Ascended doesn't seem to be able to be doing anything towards Guerrilla Warfare. Oh my good. Yo, Jesus. Yo.
Well, it's been fun. I guess we'll see you later.
Yeah, no, have a good night. Have a good night, y'all.
Right, have a good stream.
Have a good stream, bye.
Have a good night, y'all. Oh my gosh. It's been fun. Tonight's been fun. We're gonna watch a couple more Salty Bet matches. And then I'm gonna go back to Wukong. Because at this moment, I don't know, man. Like oh my gosh, who y'all? Guerrilla Warfare? That's the thing. So now when Guerrilla Warfare comes back out, niggas is gonna fucking bet on Guerrilla Warfare. Don't you see how Salty Bet works now? They bring out somebody who they bring out someone everyone wants to bet on, and then they bring out some crazy shit, and then that crazy shit wins. Oh my god, Mecha Geef! Alright, Mecha Geef, let's go. Mecha Geef versus Kinako Shijo. Let's get it. Alright, boys, let's see. Oh no, Mecha Geef is getting packed up. Oh gosh, Mecha Geef getting packed up. Oh no, she got him in the corner. A never-ending grab move. He's gone. He's gone. Hinako collects it. Hinako takes it. Yo, no, and she gets him again. Yo, wait. Oh no, Mecha Geef able to get out this time. But he's off the stage. What happened to him? Where did Mecha Geef go? Everybody, she was able to collect some damage in the beginning. So if this time's out, it's gonna be Hinako's round, boys. If Mecha Geef doesn't bring himself down from the sky soon, this is his round to lose. Oh, this is absolutely bone-biting gameplay here, because we don't know what Mecha Geef is gonna come back down with. We just have to wait. All we can do is wait. Hinako's just gonna keep hopping, and Mecha Geef seems to be staying in the sky. And Hinako takes it. Did the game glitch out? What? Did the game glitch out? what is the yo? The chat's so mad. The chat is so mad. LOL. That's so funny. Mecca Gear said he moving to Ghana. Yo, this truly is peak, dog. Yo, you have to understand. I love Salty Bet, bro. If y'all are not up on Salty Bet, basically, Salty Bet is essentially they play Mugen all day, and it's a bunch of crazy ass characters folks have loaded up, and they just let them rip. They let the CPU rip on each other, and people bet on it. During Evo, though, folks bet on actual matches in Evo. But they don't bet with real money. Not really. It's complicated. What's Midori saying? Midori, text me. I'm dead. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh wait, I just clocked what we're doing. They're switching the mode to waifu wars, boys. They're switching the mode. We're getting the waifu war. Okay, you know what? Yeah. It's I'm sorry, guys. Wait. My cookies are gone. Never mind. I was about to start betting, but regardless, this is the actual website. These are the high rollers. These are the people who are betting on the last game. See someone put 500K on Mecha Geef? Sad shit. Drobus, is that you? Jeremy. I'm about to call Trixie. If she pulls up. Commercial break in progress. Oh, these niggas. We hopped into the Salty Bet stream right when they were having technical difficulties. Right when they decided to have technical difficulties. So sad. Let's see. I kind of want... No. I don't want to bother them. Who could I bring on? LOL. Since we're at that time of night where we're receding into old habits and bringing on random people onto the stream. In the meantime, though, we're going to... I don't want to go back to Wukong yet, but what I will do is put the game capture back on. Is that Wukong making those noises? Oh, LOL. Let me do the thing where I mute the game. Because I don't want those spooky noises like whispering in my ear while I'm trying to think of what next to do for the stream. Bro, where is your U-block? I have like loads of different ad blockers I'm running. Like I'm on Gamatsu right now. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep the window capture on. I'm on Gamatsu right now, and like, there's not like you're seeing 0 ads. Also, actually, you know what? Yeah, let's talk about this. I just remembered. Oh God, these people are not serious. So, there are some bastard people. let me tell you, Sony, I'm advocating a fatwa against you tonight. I'm advocating an all-out regime change on the head of the gaming industry tonight. I decide that it can no longer continue like this. So, oh yeah, no, it is Tuesday. So, folks, those of y'all who have jobs and need to get to sleep, you should do that. I'm about to go call Jeremy so he can get on stream, so he stops bothering me in the chat and starts bothering me in my ear. Give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. No, these people are. I was trying to get Jeremy on the call, but before I do that, let me just finish scattering these fucking people. Sony, like, on every conceivable level, this is such a boneheaded decision. On every conceivable level, Sony, why? Sony does this. This is ridiculous. This doesn't. It's not even that it doesn't make sense. It's just that, like, this is just a boneheaded bad decision. Like, okay. Sony Interactive Entertainment has announced the PlayStation Pro for $699. Here's the features that they're saying it has: upgraded GPU, advanced ray tracing, and AI-driven upscaling. Now, here's. My God. So, on my laptop, right? On my laptop, this game that I'm playing, Wukong, Black Myth Wukong, I'm running DLSS on it, right? This game is currently running. There are AI artifacts. If I move too quickly, you will see. Actually, no, I have a really good GPU, so you're not gonna see it. But like, if you look close, you'll see that there's like AI artifacting really close on some of the animations, right? So, with that being said, though, right, when you keep that in mind, this is a PC. I'm using this for other things as well. And I spent a lot of money on this. And on top of that, I can turn the DLSS off and have it run with the graphics of my real graphics card. My problem with this AI upscale shit that everybody's doing now is that it's now not justified. Because here's the thing about AI upscaling. You're not justifying your price point at that point. You're not justifying making it cost that much. You want to know why? Because if you're making it cost that much, it should be implied that it's going to have like a GPU in it that can run games raw, that can run games at their full potential with the GPU inside. And it's saying it has an upgraded GPU, but it's also saying AI-driven upscaling. I don't know why that's bunk. The current PS5, it has that. Oh yeah, it just doesn't has the specific PlayStation branded upscale version that they use. Nvidia has DLSS, right? AMD has FSR. Intel has what's Intel's one called? XE something? I don't know. It's whatever. This is the new frontier of graphics, right? What they're doing is they're using AI to cut corners in terms of processing power and optimization. They're allowing the fact that they can get a good image. I hate everything AI now. Yeah. They're allowing that the fact that they can get a good image out of, oh, no, that ain't go. Okay, let me call him though. So yeah, Jeremy's probably gonna get on here, but they're allowing the AI can produce like an above average image, right? To get in the way of them actually optimizing their games and I'm maneuvering my pop filter, but like that they can optimize their games and like produce a product that looks good without that shit. Hey, how you doing, Jeremy? Hold on for a second while I make this AI point.
Hold on, I gotta adjust my mic because like I'm using two monitors, but my other monitor is the TV.
Yeah, okay. So no, I'm just talking about the fact that like now that they're using this AI driven upscaling thing as a selling point, which my thing is they had go load up Final Fantasy 16 right now. Any of you who own it. Any of you who own Final Fantasy 16, I want you to go load that game right now. It doesn't even really matter which mode you put it in. Put it in performance mode, put it in quality mode. You'll see it more clearly if you put it in quality mode. Put it in quality mode, go just stand and move the camera around quickly. What you're going to see is you're going to see artifacting around Clive's head of a repeated image of what looks like an image repeated. That's because the AI is not able to quickly enough guess what image is coming after, because that's kind of what they're using to make these games now. They're using AI guessing to produce the image so that the actual GPU doesn't have to render the whole actual thing that's in that the engine is giving the GPU. You get what I'm saying? That way there's less load on the GPU so it can render more frequently to give you a higher frame rate. That's why they're doing this. That's why they have this kind of shit. It's because now consoles know they can't like win by just pushing graphics. They also have to push like performance and frame rate and whatnot. And they're doing it with a shortcut. And there's nothing wrong with shortcuts. But like I said, with my game, right? They already have this technology in other forms. You can play games that do this. You can play games that have these kinds of graphics already on PC. And you want to know why niggas didn't view that as a viable option? Because shit didn't cost $700 fucking before. Right? Niggas didn't view building a PC as an option over having a console because... And guess what? And here's the sickest part. Here's the even sicker part. Niggas who don't care about graphics, and would much rather own a PC that could play everything, that like, you know, you might have to like sacrifice on playing the newest, but you can play most of your library that you own on your PC. Niggas can spend that $700 on a Steam Deck, bro. You get me? That's the other very viable thing that folks are able to do. So this whole shebang, did they get that tech from Robot Netcode or is that just different? No, Robot Netcode is the image is like the game itself playing. The game holds onto a frame that's on the screen before giving it to the network, and it happens at a very rapid pace. And it holds on to what it thinks the frame on the screen is going to be. DLSS, super sampling, I'll just call it AI super sampling, right? AI super sampling is similar, right? What it is like, you know what? I hope I don't crash my computer trying to prove a point. But like, it will be more overt if I do this. So, you see how like, actually, Jesus, I can't make this point. I don't want to flex. I hate that I'm flexing. I hate that I'm flexing because if I had a slightly weaker GPU, maybe if I bring the super resolution down, it would be more apparent. Yes.
I'm back.
Yes, it's more apparent now. Actually, it's the lower you bring it, the more apparent it's gonna be. So you see, when I'm pay close attention to the cloth, to the feet. You see there's like digitized edging around like where he's moving, right? That's because the AI isn't able to like create the image quick enough, right? Look at the cloth, look at where the physics is moving the most. Now, let me set it back to normal so my game doesn't suck. My game doesn't look trash. You don't see it as much now. You still see it, but you don't see it as much now because the super sampling is higher. Unless they somehow have gotten AI to the point where the super sampling is completely indistinguishable from the graphics card just running the game really well, right? Unless they can get the super sampling to that point, which I doubt they can, because if they did that, it wouldn't cost $700. It would cost $1,000 because it would be an entire waste of money to produce such a thing that could do that. You know what I mean? Like anyway. Regardless, that's just the point I was making with that. AI super sampling is a rubbish thing that is in everything now. I deal with it because I am a gaming laptop user, so it's kind of cool for people like me who don't want to like spend money on a full graphics card. And it's actually what's kept me from spending money on a full graphics card, the fact that DLSS has become a thing. Because I know I'm not going to drop a fucking $3,000, the same amount that I spent on the entirety of my laptop. I'm not going to spend that kind of money on a computer that like is using the same technology to produce a similar image as what I'm getting on my laptop now. You get what I mean? That would be absolutely asinine. Anyway, fuck Sony for this. The price point doesn't make sense unless like it would have to be able to play every single kind. It would have to be able to play Vita games, PSP games, PS1 games, PS2 games, PS3 games, and PS4 games, right? It would have to play all of that and give me a blowjob for me to even consider the $700 price point. So I don't even. Oh, bro, and this is the part. Oh, I didn't even get to the most Oh God. Oh, sorry. I didn't even get to the most egregious fucking aspect of the whole shebang. The fact that the default version is a digital version. And you have to spend extra money. You have to spend extra money to put a disk drive on it. Now, unless the disk drive that you can attach, the disk drive that you can attach is the same disk drive that I can attach to my PS5 Slim, that I can attach and detach from my PS5 Slim, this is a ridiculous choice. Oh my gosh. Like if they make like a separate if they drive the because if the disk drive of the PS5 Slim, right, if that fits into the into this like PS5 Pro, then that kind of makes sense. I'll even call it clever. But if this is like a proprietary thing that only works with the Pro, oh Sony, you people are going to hell. It doesn't make anything better about it at all. It will just drive the knife in deeper. Anyway, if y'all remember the Assault Spy dev, actually I do want to show some of this. If y'all remember the Assault Spy dev, why is this so low quality? Hold on. There we go. Yeah, no, this game looks crazy. It looks like anime. Yeah, day one, actually, hold on for a second, I forgot to do something. I forgot because now that it's fully like, hold on, just give me 1 second. There we go. Anyway, that's all the news for now, tonight, I guess. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of wind down by playing Wukong until either I get tired of doing that or my computer crashes. Anyone who's got questions can ask them now.
I'm still here, but I've just been watching Lavina, so
so
that's
Jeremy,
my mood.
Jeremy and I are just gonna talk while I play Wukong. Let me actually share my Wukong.
I don't know if I'm gonna talk. I'm just chilling. I'm just vibing. I don't really got much to say.
I want to talk. I haven't talked to you in ages. Also, I'm streaming Wukong. I'm streaming Wukong to you now. Yeah, I've decided to be. I'm building myself back up. I'm getting more active again. I've decided to not be active for a long time, because I haven't really cared about this community. Now I've decided I want to come back and destroy it.
Oh no! Don't. This is why you need me, because I'm the angel on your shoulder. That's just like, Jimmy. Don't destroy. Create. Build.
No.
Love.
We have to. We have to break before we build. That's the thing. We can only build something good out of talking about anime online when we destroy everything else that exists here.
I'll talk to you about this after this.
We can do that after. Like, look. I know you're more connected to a lot of folks. To a lot of folks who are connected to what I'm talking about than other people.
No, please do not give me. Do not give me that.
I'm giving you that.
No, I'm not. I got your no.
Huh? You know why? You know why? Because folks, like, despite you thinking folks don't like, not liking you, they do. Like, I've always told you, I'm the one they really don't like. Like, I've always consistently.
No, it's not even that. No, it's not even that. I'll explain later. But like, no matter what you think, it's luck. It's really luck.
Regardless of whether, it's always luck. It's that I didn't say it wasn't. It's always luck. And I'm not saying that that's not the case, but I'm telling you that that's what has transpired from your luck is the case, and it's not a matter of anyone being unhappy about that. It's a matter of, like, you need to own that and be understanding that you have a position in this community that others don't have, and you've seen stuff in this community others like to ignore.
We'll talk about this later.
Well, here's what I'm just gonna say, and I know you don't have any reason.
No, we can talk. No, we can talk about it. I'd just rather not do it on stream.
No. We'll talk about. You can respond to me off stream, right? We'll talk about this after I go offline in a few minutes. But, like,
okay,
what I want to say, which I'm fine with the stream hearing, is there's aspects of this community that, well, not even aspects. The whole thing needs to go. But, like, the reason it needs to go is I'm not going to let the money control what the fans hear. I'm not gonna let the money control, like, the direction that, like, and insofar as I'm able to do anything about it, I will. It's not much that I'll be able to do, at least not alone. But there needs to be somebody with that mindset trying to make something shake here. I accidentally wasted my fucking thing. Regardless, though. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. Anyway, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I've been your host, Nino, aka Q-Ray, aka the Hot Take Intellectual, aka the Human Lashing Machine, Young Giga Drill, the Nigerian Dundada, Lil Heart Attack, Miyamoto Too Flashy, Atori Trapping Out the Bando, Young My Size. Oh my god. Blink Hook on, that kid from Too Many Places to Count, Charles Spasnable, Mr. Black and Platinum. Yeah, exactly like Suki said. Luck's a factor in everything, and don't discredit yourself for it. Very, very well put. Anyway, sayonara, Mina. Me and Jeremy have to have a conversation.